Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Friday Night Rivals on the CW Columbus alongside the football professor Jeff Logan. I am Randy Reinhardt, and Jeff, this is the classic David and Goliath story here in week number 7.
Yeah, it truly is, Randy. We've got two very proud programs with great traditions, and both of them have had challenges this year, though very different. Johnstown, number one, a bunch of youngins out there. Man, they're just waiting to grow up, and they're going to be really competitive. On the other side, the Green Wave, they've been good, but they got to quit having teams cancel on them. They lost 2 games already this year to cancellations.
But they are 3-1 on the season, and they are coached by Ryan Aiello in year number 5, and they've got a very special running back in this contest. He's a 2-year starter. His name is Mason Hackett.
Yeah, Mason, a really good football player, Randy, averaging nearly 9 yards a try. He's got 9 rushing touchdowns. He has to be special tonight in this primarily run-oriented offense.
And they got by Utica last week by the count of 42-0. On the other side, the youthful Johnnies of Johnstown are coached by Mike Carter in year number 21, and they've got a guy that will never leave the field, plays offense, plays defense, and his name is Caleb Schneider.
Yeah, Caleb was one of those youngins that got started as a freshman, a 4-year starter at linebacker. He's a force on defense, but where did they need him this year? They needed him at quarterback, so he converts to quarterback. He's the leader of this football team, but primarily a running quarterback.
And they got by Northridge last week, 41-10. Are you ready for some football?
Let's rock and roll.
Are you ready? What a game we have for you tonight in week number 7. It's the Green Wave. It's the Johnnies. It's all right here. It is the Central Ohio Toyota Dealers Friday Night Rivals presented by Columbus State Community College in one place on the CW Columbus.
Eventually get down into the 40s. By midnight, we're still at 56, and rain is on the way. Hi, I'm meteorologist Marshall McPeak. We have a beautiful night for some high school football because the temperatures are mild and we are dry, at least through most of the night tonight. So kickoff still in the low 60s, dropping to about 60 degrees by halftime, but still a beautiful night. Grab a jacket and you'll be all set for the night. Otherwise, beyond that, for the overnight hours, we will eventually get down into the 40s. By midnight, we're still at 56 and rain is on the way.
Marshall, thank you very much. Newark Catholic won the toss tonight, and they're going to be taking the ball going from left to right to start this contest. Gorgeous facility here at Johnstown High School. Jeff, the last time you and I were here, they were just finishing off that new high school. It's nearly 5 years old now. And, of course, this area is going to mushroom in growth again, too, because of the Intel explosion as well, too. So this is going to be a happening place to live, to work, and to go to school in the future.
Yeah, quite an investment that is being made in Central Ohio. It's going to affect everybody, I think, in Ohio eventually at some point in time. But I know that the community here is extraordinarily proud.
And we're just about set now for the Buckeye State Bank kickoff. Start enjoying the benefits of banking local with Buckeye State Bank. Get started today by visiting joinbsb.com. Brian Spangler waiting to do the honors for the Johnnies at 1-5. You mentioned that, Newark Catholics only played 4 games. Well, week 1, Bishop Reedy, that game was weathered out, if you will. They tried to play Saturday night, and because of the forecast for Sunday, never got around to playing the Silver Knights, and then their week 3 game against Academy was canceled because of a tragedy for the Academy family. So that's why they stand at just 3-1 after 6 weeks. And the Johnnies got their first win in 6 tries last week. So Brian Spangler, the 6'4", 205-pound senior, has it ready to go. A young man that also plays wide receiver. He is a deep threat, if you will, for the squad. And we're underway in week number 7 here on the CW. So they pooch it along the ground. And who's going to pick it up? Somebody better. It's going to be scooped up eventually at the 12-yard line and fallen upon right there. And that is where the Green Wave will take over on their first drive of this contest.
Boy, terrible miscommunication back there by the receiving team. Newark Catholic, that's one of the things that ball is loose on the ground. The first white jersey it comes to, you got to pick it up. You don't let the ball roll all the way through.
Mason Hackett corralled it, and there's the quarterback, Miller Hutchison, just a sophomore. You see what he has done. Young man who likes music and baseball and English. His parents were great athletes, and obviously he's got that skill too. A guy, too, that, Jeff, you look at the frame, but also a great arm as well, too. He's got those 6 touchdowns, and in fact, they have no interceptions. In fact, they only have 2 turnovers in the entire season. So Home Appliance Solutions first down from the 12-yard line to start the first drive of this contest. They shift out with a triad to the top now. And a quick pop to the far side, and it's complete across the 15-yard line, out to the 20 and maybe the 23-yard line. Nice reception on the play. As that time empty backfield, and the catch is made by Hackett on the play. Here's your safe flight offense. We mentioned Mr. Hackett and Mr. Hutchison in the backfield. Trent Clark is the H-back, if you will. Good size in the offensive line. And the rights on the right side of the line are actually twins. Grant Moore, another guy to watch as a wideout as well, too. He's got 12 catches, 240 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And the sophomore, Miller Hutchison, has a first down for his team just past the 23-yard line. That's Hackett on the toss sweep, and he's got room. Down the sidelines, Mason. One man to beat, and he is going to take it the distance for the touchdown just like that. Some 77 yards for the touchdown, and we have played 36 seconds. And a quick statement by the Green Wave with that Ramos Roofing touchdown. And by the way, just a reminder, when it comes to Ramos Roofing, you can get all the information you need by calling or texting 614-761-ROOF.
Well, what a start by the Green Wave. Toss sweep right into the boundary, and nobody gets a hand on Mason Hackett. I want you to watch the not block here by Grant Moore, who did a terrific job, number 8, getting in front of Spangler as he came across. Randy, if he put his hands on his back at all, they're going to throw the flag. A great job by wide receiver Grant Moore escorting his buddy into the end zone.
Ryan Ricardo with the extra point, 7-0 to tally, and for Hackett, his longest run of the season. Prior to that, it was 67 yards and his 10th touchdown on the ground already. And the Johnnies, nothing to cheer about early on, down by 7, some 36 ticks into this game. And, we mentioned it was going to be a tough hill to climb. And for the Johnnies, for them to be effective, they're the exact opposite of what you saw for Newark Catholic. They're going to try to pound it out on the ground. Jeff, look for that 10 to 15 play drive and just try to milk as much of that clock as they possibly can.
Yeah, this is very unfamiliar territory for the Johnstown football program to have the record that they have. But as we talked about at the very beginning, a high number of young people on this football team. And I can tell you the pride and the work ethic, though, of this football team has been second to none.
And with that being said, you can see it's a kitchen saver scoring drive there. If you add the return to the kick, which matriculated 3 seconds plus the 33, that's why 36 seconds have ticked off already. And there are the numbers, and that was rapid. And just a reminder, you can go ahead and get your dream kitchen in under a week with a free quote at kitchensaver.com. So the quick statement by the Green Wave, a team that made it to the D7 state championship game last year. In fact, they're ranked number 4 in the AP poll in the small school division here this week. And the kick return is going to start from the 16-yard line for the Johnnies up to the 25, so about a 9-yard return by Owusu, and it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Johnnies from there. As we talked about in the open, the guy that's not going to leave the field very much, the quarterback, Caleb Schneider, a guy that started at tailback last year, but he's passed for over 200 yards and rushed for over 600 yards so far. A young man who plays basketball and likes lifting, has 2 older sisters that play soccer and basketball. Last year, Sheets got injured early in the campaign, so he slid over for Nathan to that running back slot. So from the 25, that is their Home Appliance Solutions first down of the contest. And up to the 29-yard line on the play, Sheets on the carry, the 5'11", 200-pound senior. And it's a 1-2 punch between those two guys, Hutchison and Sheets. You also see Grinstead in the backfield. He is the fullback, but basically a blocking back. And you look at the guys on the outside. Spangler's got that big, long frame we talked about. Some good size in that line, too. And we have yet another twin situation. Garrett is the twin of Graham Grinstead. Each team with a set of twins starting on offense. 2nd down, they'll pick up 4. There'll be 6 more that they need from the 29. I believe that's called a pass. You don't see that very often from Johnstown. Incomplete, intended on the play for Nathan Sheets.
That's Nathan Sheets out of the backfield there, and so far he's been the #1 receiving target.
Ryan Aiello heads up that defense. Normally it's a 4-2, but with this running game from the Johnnies, more of a 5-3 as they insert Tanner Wirt in that defensive line. Watch for Brendan Sheehan. He's been outstanding as a linebacker and some good size. Again, Moore is a guy that can play in the secondary as well, too. Trent Clark inserted at defensive end. 3rd down and 6. And Schneider's going to get up to the 31-yard line. Looked outside, Jeff. Was he intended pass receiver, somebody on the near side, because waiting for him was Theodore Talbot as he turned the corner.
You know, I think it was an RPO where he got a run pass option for your senior quarterback coming to his left, looked out in the flat, wasn't there, looked for the seam, wasn't there, and decided to tuck it and live for another day. So RPO out on the perimeter, unsuccessful for the Johnnies.
And Talbot just a sophomore as the will linebacker makes the hit. Punting situation now, and it's going to carry inside the 35 and then take a roll back for the Green Wave up to across the 34-yard line. With that being said, we'll step aside for 30 seconds and hear from our good friends at Toyota.
Hey, I'm Ethan.
And I'm Danielle.
And we're back on the road again in the adventurous new Toyota RAV4. Now, we can tell you why RAV4 is the best-selling SUV.
But we'd rather show you.
Let's go.
First off, RAV4 is one of 14 different Toyotas available as an electrified vehicle.
At 40 mpg, it's got a driving range of 580 miles.
Saving you thousands in fuel costs over the next 5 years.
And every new RAV4 comes with 2-year no-cost maintenance included.
Toyota. Let's go places.
And the Johnstown Johnnies don't like their set on defense, so they will burn a timeout, their first one in this contest, and still the full allotment for Newark Catholic. Time now to check out the Toyota's keys to the game. And for Newark Catholic, Corral Caleb, talking about Schneider, the quarterback for the Johnnies. Got to keep him under wraps. Let him hack it. In other words, give him a heavy dose of Mason. We saw that early when he took it 77 yards, so that's working. For Johnstown, Sheets in the win. They have to get Nathan in the open field to be effective. And then no Miller Thriller. They have to make sure that Mr. Hutchison, the sophomore quarterback, is kept in check as well, too. Those are your Toyota's keys to the game here for this contest tonight. And the timeout taken early on by the Johnnies, not even 2 minutes into this contest. And Coach Carter talking to his defense. D coordinator, by the way, for the Johnnies is Mick Riley, a Johnstown grad. He was actually a senior during Coach Carter's first season. Coach Carter now in his 21st year. Goes by Mike Carter. His real first name is William. But, Jeff, there's so many Williams in the family that he had to go by Mike, using his middle name. 1st and 10 market at the 34-yard line for the Green Wave. Showing blitz. Backing off. And it's Hackett around the left side. And it looks similar to the big play they had around the left side last time, and he's going to get another big gainer out near midfield. Defense now, the way it shapes up for Mr. Riley with Thompson, Thomas, Osborne, and Grinstead, and the linebackers of Thompson, Meyer, and there's Caleb Schneider along with Akanato. And then you got Marisic and Owusu and Sheets in the secondary. So a nice gain on the play out to the 49. Another first down for the Green Wave. Johnny's defense looking for that elixir to stop the Green Wave. Quick pop, man is open. The pass is caught inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. Grant Moore kind of had to get that body inside his breadbasket there. Check that. Is it 8 or 9 making the catch on the play? I think it's actually number 9, so that's Owen Helms who makes the catch.
Yeah, Miller Hutchinson, the 64% completion passer. This is a high probability where you just have the receiver sitting down in the middle of the zone looking for the football. And a good throw. It was on target on time by Miller Hutchinson on the play action.
For Helms, it is catch number 3 on the play. A gain of about 8. Second down, they need less than 2. And Hackett's got it, and he's got a gap again to the left, all the way down to the 25-yard line. Well, when you talk about the left side, you've got Brady Arrett there, and Nate Willis, and Tanner Wirt. And Arrett is a guy that's a 2-year starter, as is Willis, as is Wirt. So got a lot of experience, Jeff, on the left side of that offensive line.
Really do. And you see the burst this time by Mason Hackett. That's one of the things that makes him special. Plants that foot, accelerates through, keeps his pads low. And this kid, very impressive running the football.
Nice gain on the plane of 19 yards. Another Home Appliance Solutions first down. And keep it on the ground off the left side. A gain of 5, close to 6 on the play as the handoff this time goes to number 35. That's Mikey Hess, the 5'10 sophomore. Of course, cousin of Drew Hess, who played for the Green Wave in the past.
You know, so far this season, again, in only 4 games being played by the Green Wave, they have averaged almost 300 yards a game offensively, 160 on the ground, and 135. They've been pretty balanced, Randy, for most of the season.
They need just less than 4 from inside the 19-yard line. And this time it is Hackett who gets a gain of a couple. Well, when you think about it, on these 2 rosters, Jeff, we have more sophomores and probably freshmen than we've seen in the first 6 weeks combined.
Yeah, and I think you see some of the smaller schools, they don't have that big pool to choose from, so whoever is ready to play is going to get to play. And this time Mason Hackett lined up in the Wildcat, took the direct snap from center, and good coverage on the defensive side that time by Spencer Thompson.
Got 13 solos and 6 assists coming into this contest. They need 2 more on third down. Quick pop, and we've got a whistle before the start of the play. Moore made the catch, but we may have a false start.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. Number 5. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
That is our referee tonight, John Evans, who's mic'd up. And the rest of your crew, you can see Mr. Jenkins and Horsley and Jordan and Hazelwood and Cox. We do have 6 men tonight. We do have a center judge who will be back there just across the field from the referee in the backfield. So what was 3rd and 2, Jeff, is now a 3rd down and 7.
A positive stop there for Johnstown. Now this is where obviously Green Wave would appear to be in 4-down territory. But Johnstown really needs to get a stop here on this series.
Empty backfield, 5 out, 3 to the bottom, to the top. Hutchison looking to his left, has a man. That's Hackett out of the backfield, has the catch inside the 15 down to around the 12-yard line. Seeing a lot of Mason Hackett early in this contest. 4 catches for 30 yards and a touchdown coming into this game. He's got a couple in this one already.
Yeah, when he's sneaking out of the backfield like that, you got to have a linebacker defensive end. You can see Hackett was in the slot over there. And when he comes out of there, you can see a linebacker underneath. Number 32, who was out there on the play, was Evan Smith, just a sophomore, playing that outside linebacker spot. But, Randy, he's got to get some depth as he goes through.
You've entered the Bathfitter Red Zone. Transform your bathroom in one day. Get started at bathfitter.com. 1st and 10 for the Green Wave, just inside the 13-yard line of the Johnnies. H-back in motion. And it is Hess. Mikey going laterally and getting maybe a yard or 2. Great job by that defense. And that person right there, number 6. And Jacob does a good job of sliding down Hakanetto to help make the hit on the play. A guy that has 9 solos, 5 assists, and 1 interception for the sophomore coming into this game.
There are moments there where they've got great penetration and team tackling that time. Hockenettle coming up, though, and making the big play. Not a big dude, 160-pound sophomore, but he plays strong.
He's helped to set up the coverage there for his team and the linebacking core and the secondary as well, too. 2nd down and 8. Hutchison waiting, looking, and then throwing at the last minute. Wow. He took the hit that time, and the pass ruled incomplete. You know, we heard that Hutchinson has composure. Sometimes you can have too much composure.
Yeah, that time he just took too long to make the decision. This ball probably should have just been thrown out of bounds. He's on an RPO out here in the flat. Got to take care of the football, number one. And this ball nearly picked off, or had he been able to possess the ball for a moment, it could have been a fumble. But you can see good pursuit by the Johnstown Johnnies. And once again, Randy, one of those key 3rd down situations where the Johnnies have got to make sure they don't break.
The ball touching the 10-yard line for the Green Wave, looking for their 2nd score in the first half of quarter number 1. There's the H-back readjusting to the top now. Strength to that side. Toss sweep. It is Hackett inside the 10, inside the 5, pushes the pile. Had to get down to around the 3-yard line, and I'm not sure he quite got there.
Yeah, they're going to be just a yard or two short of that 1st down, and already it looks like Coach Ryan Aiello is sending in the heavy look and see if he goes for it.
When he does that, Griffin Hallinar or Matthew Spearman, 65 or 63 respectively, can come in to add some bulk to that line as well, too. Coach Aiello, in his 5th year, a graduate of Penn High School in Mishawaka, Indiana. Ball State grad walk-on, too, for Brady Hoke back in those days. With the ball now at the 4. It's going to be 4th down and all of 2 yards to move the sticks, and 4 just about for a touchdown. That's Hackett. Can he find the pylon? Yes, they say he was able to knock it down and get into the end zone for another Ramos Roofing touchdown.
Now, what a good job by Hackett reading the defense that time and staying inside as the defense collapsed and then bounced it outside. This is great vision by the senior running back. Plants that foot. Was he in? Ooh, that knee went down, Randy, in my opinion, short of the goal line where the ball was. I don't know if we can get another look at that. Guys, we'll take a quick look after the extra point.
Which is up and good and makes it now 14-0 in this contest with 5:07 left to go.
All right, now watch. When the knee goes down, we want to see where that ball is. It'll be tough from this view. Knee is down right there. The ball is lagging. And I believe here, now watch this again. It's where the position of the ball is when the knee hits the ground, right there, and clearly short of the goal line.
But then again, Jeff, it would have been 1st and goal inside the 1-yard line, too.
But anything can happen, Randy.
That's true.
There are no freebies.
One thing that will happen is a commercial break. And we'll come back. 14-0 Green Wave on the CW Columbus.
October the 14th, there's Lakewood. That'll be Military Appreciation Night, Middle School Band Night, and Community Resource Night. Once again, October the 14th, there's Lakewood. October the 21st, that'll be against
And welcome back to Johnstown High School. Newark Catholic on top early in this one, 14-0. Let's take a look at the Kitchen Saver scoring drive. You can, by the way, get your dream kitchen in under a week with a free quote at kitchensaver.com. And they made it look easy now for the 2nd time as Hackett takes it in from just about 4 yards out. His 11th touchdown on the ground this season. And just like that, it's now a 14-0 tally with 5:07 left to go in the first.
You know, Randy, I think it's early, but you got to agree. I think that Mason Hackett's one of the best running backs that we've seen so far this season, and we've seen some good ones. Think of the Sievers kid over at Big Walnut, a terrific running back, and I think this Mason Hackett at 5'8", 195. If you look at this kid, just his body from the waist down, very difficult to bring down.
I would call him short, bulky, yet slippery at the same time. Kind of describing that running back who's in his second year starting the backfield of the Green Wave. Got a very bizarre sky right now, courtesy, I think, in part from Ian and Owusu trying to look for a gap, and there's nothing there. Got it to the 21-yard line, and that was about it. Watching Friday Night Rivals is easy and convenient. Every game is streaming live on the ABC6 News app, the ABC6 YouTube page, the CWColumbus.com, and, of course, right here on your television. And it's all powered by Kroger Great Lakes Distribution Center. And that sun just disappeared over the trees, and the wall of clouds came through. And it was like somebody just put the lights on a dimmer instantaneously.
It not only looked like it, that's exactly what happened.
Another home appliance solution first down from just past the 22 at the 23. Schneider on the keeper. This is more of what I think they have to do, Jeff, to be effective and to shorten this contest. And Caleb gets it out across the 25 into the 26. And this is the way they can win, too. They can beat you up. Physically, it is a demanding style of offense that they play that puts your defense sometimes at a disadvantage.
From a defensive standpoint, we talked about what the Green Wave has been doing on offense, but defense through their first 4 games of the season, they're only giving up 121 yards a game on the ground and 118 through the air. But most importantly, only 9 points per game have been yielded by the Green Wave.
And, Jeff, they're plus 10 in the turnover category, too. They're halfway home. The Johnnies have got 5. They need 5 more. And pass incomplete at the 35-yard line. 2 guys too close there in that pattern?
Yeah, it's really difficult to know who it was intended for. And in my opinion, I think the ball from the quarterback was intended for the deeper of the two, Spencer Thompson. And as they came across, Garrett Grinstead reached up. And you can see open there and looking for the ball was Spencer Thompson. Yeah, that's... From a timing standpoint, having 2 receivers that close together, probably a mistake.
Spangler brings in the play, goes way wide in a different time zone to the top on a 3rd down and 5. Caleb Schneider keeping, pushing the pile. Got out to the 31, and Jeff looks to be shy of the first down by about 1.5 yards or so.
Looks like Mike Carter is going to assemble that kick team over there. Trailing in this game 14-0 at this point.
It's just bizarre how this happened. I feel like we are in Kansas anymore all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Because the light just left as the sun went down rapidly behind the trees, and now just that wall of clouds coming in, a mix of orange and cyan and blue. And
I thought you were going to grab a candle and a bottle of wine or something.
I was going to do that and call Marshall McPeak at the same time. 4th down and a long one. So punting scenario now for Spangler, and gets off a nice kick. Kind of twirls, but it's going to go over the head of Hackett. Inside the 20, inside the 10, and exhaust itself inside the 2. Are you kidding me?
That's worse than
at
a turnover.
1 yard line. Wow.
That is a awful special teams play. I hate to be critical at the high school level, but under no circumstances do you let that ball hit like that and roll out all the way to the end zone. Now, the first kick they had, he kicked it deep enough that you better be prepared the second time. And once again, the Green Wave was not lined up deep enough. Are you kidding me?
Well, they were 69 yards away from the goal line. The kick went 68.
Boy, that's the same as a turnover. You flip the field. That is a terrific job by the Johnstown special teams crew. But, man, what a mistake by the Green Wave.
Marasek to down it at the 1 yard line. Look how deep now they are with that backfield. They're under center, triple stack.
Wow.
And they get out of the end zone, and that's about it. Out to beyond the 1 near the 2 yard line.
It's like
Hess on the carry.
Yeah, McCaden Thomas, number 88, right there in the middle. He's a defensive tackle, 6'2", 255, just a junior, growing into that body. Look at him just shake himself free of the block up front and able to make the big play. And this is where they got to bow their neck.
Young man that didn't play during his middle school years and cranked it up again last year, likes fishing history and physical education. 9 solos, 3 assists, 1 sack, and 2 tackles for a loss. Out to the 2, it's 2nd and 9 from there. quick pop far side. It will get some yardage out across the 10. It will get a first down out across the 15, in fact. As the catch is made, and it goes on the play to number 8, and that is Grant Moore, the wideout.
Yeah, we talked about the depth and the youth on this football team for Johnstown, especially in that secondary and in the linebacker core. A lot of sophomores back there being tested early in their career.
Gain of 13 on the play for Grant Moore. His brother's playing baseball right now at Mount Vernon Nazarene. And Grant had 110 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns early this season against Nelsonville York. So it's another Home Appliance Solution first down from the 15. Nice sidestep that time. And Hess out across the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now, interestingly enough, they talk about Hess saying that he's more that will go into contact and that Hackett will go inside and outside. But that time you saw Hess with a nice little sidestep, Jeff, once he got through that initial surge.
And he may be the heir apparent to that tailback spot, just a sophomore. Pretty good runner, and they will certainly spell Mason Hackett when they need to.
Just over 2 left to go in the first quarter. And a second down, and they need 3 more. Johnny's crowding the line with 6. And when you do that, if they get through that first wave, look out. And they do. That's why they're nicknamed the Green Wave.
Yeah, how about the strength of this young man? Nobody able to bring him down. Again, very stout running back, able to continue to keep those legs churning. Mason. Randy, you're correct. When you do a blitz like that, it does create the opportunity to get to that second line or second tier very quickly.
Mason Hackett, by the way, against Utica, 15 carries, 188 yards. He had touchdowns of 4, 7, 8, 22, and 67. Otherwise, he did nothing. First and 10, this time from across the 30-yard line near the 32. Off the left side, it is Hackett. Mason across the 40. Has another first down, courtesy of Home Appliance Solutions, out across the 46 to near the 47.
And they obviously love running that pitch sweep into the boundary. Very left-handed in that offense, and Hackett seems to enjoy running in that direction. There's the quick handoff and the blocking up front, controlling that line of scrimmage. And you can see the Johnstown Johnnies maybe just a half a step behind Hackett as he makes his way through the line of scrimmage.
He's already over 140 yards rushing so far in this contest, and we still have a minute left in quarter number 1, and they've got a first down market officially at the 46. Nothing to the right, so he cuts back to the left, and still Hess is able to gain a couple on the play. Good job by that offensive line, too, to help create something there. Is Grinstead helping to make the hit on the play. Big number 8, who's a defensive end, who's got 18 solos, 5 assists, couple sacks. He's a 4-year starter out there. The guy that we saw, Jeff, as a freshman starting at defensive tackle, now moves out to defensive end. Picked up a couple on that first down play. They need 8 more from the 48. Downfield, long pass, tipped up, and a free ball at the 30-yard line falls incomplete.
A really good defense that time by the Johnstown secondary.
That was Nathan Sheets who got a paw on that, tried to pick it off. He already has 1 pick on the season for the 4-year starter, good for 32 yards.
There's the throw. Good setup by Miller Hutchinson, but really throwing that ball right into coverage.
Now, Hutchison does not look like he gets rattled. For a sophomore, he is just cool, calm, and collected back there. And the number so far on Hackett.
Not a bad average.
Logan-esque. Wow, dangerous middle screen, and they make something of it inside the 40, inside the 35, all the way inside the 30-yard line. Nice gainer on the play as they'll have the ball for a gain of 23 as they find Cooper Fink. So Cooper Fink makes the catch for his 3rd time this season. He has a long of 30.
Well, good look off here by quarterback Miller Hutchinson, looking out to the back, coming out of the backfield and slipping right underneath. As you mentioned, Cooper Fink able to make the play, just a sophomore.
And that'll end the first quarter. 12 minutes in the books. The Green Wave splashing and crashing here at Johnstown High School. And after 12 minutes, the team that is 3-1 leads 14-0 over the Johnnies here on the CW Columbus.
They are Newark Catholic senior Nico Richards and Johnstown senior Clay Bruner. Nico Richards is currently #1 in the Newark Catholic senior class rank. He starts at linebacker for the Green Wave, in addition to being involved in a wide variety of other extracurricular activities at Newark Catholic High School. Nico is the definition of a leader both on the field and in the classroom. Clay Bruning. Over his JHS career, Clay has earned a 3.9 overall GPA and has succeeded in multiple college and honor classes. Clay is on track to earn a total of 10 varsity medals between golf, basketball, and baseball. In his junior year, Clay was the 2021 LCL Boys Golf Player of the Year and also in 2022 LCL Baseball Player of the Year. Clay's academic and athletic accolades only begin to describe what an outstanding young man he has become. Please, everyone, give a round of applause.
Welcome back to Johnstown High School. Earlier, had a chance to go ahead and take a delve into the Music Go Round Coach's Corner, and I talked to the Newark Catholic head coach Ryan Aiello. I asked him about the team that he has this year after going to the state championship game, and also what this game means here tonight.
I think we learned a lot. There's no question. I think one of the biggest things that we learned is that the process of the game and how important that is. You know, it's so important for us each and every week, each and every day, just to make sure we're getting better, making sure that practice is an opportunity to facilitate competition and take advantage of the opportunities that we do have. It's an exciting game. You know, we've got a tremendous amount of respect and pride in the LCL, you know, within our Cardinal division there. So this is another opportunity to advance and try to accomplish our goal of becoming champions in that division. This is a tremendous football team, very well coached. They bring a tremendous amount of physicality to the game, and we've got to find a way to rise up and bring that same physicality in order for us to be successful.
Thank you, Coach. Going long downfield on the first play of the second quarter. A BGSU first down play leads to a Ramos Roofing touchdown. And just like that, it is 20-0. What a pass as they throw it long downfield, looking for Grant Moore with his big frame. And 6 ticks into the quarter. It is now 20-0. By the way, Music Go Round can help with all your instrument needs at 2630 Bethel Road in Gahanna inside the Stone Ridge Plaza.
Boy, good job of freezing the corner that time by the shoulder shake by quarterback Miller Hutchinson. Throws this ball up, and it is perfectly thrown in the corner of the end zone. Coverage decent, but just a step there, and just like that, first play of the second quarter, we're at 21-0 Green Wave over the Johnnies.
Grant Moore, 4th touchdown receiving on the season. Young man who likes hunting, history, and playing the drums. His father played baseball in high school as well, too. So now it is 21-0, 6 ticks into quarter number 2. Well, I asked similar questions to the head coach from Johnstown on this Coach's Corner, courtesy of Music Go Round. I asked Mike Carter about his team this season and what this game means here in week number 7.
I can't say enough about those young guys. They've really stepped it up. The way they have prepared themselves and believe and keep trying.
And here's your Kitchen Saver scoring summary. Wow. Going the distance, Jeff. The faux pas on not fielding the punt, but they said, yeah, we'll make up for it. 3.5 minutes later, they did.
That was quite a drive. They had their backs up against the wall, and looked like Johnstown was doing a pretty good job of holding them there for a moment.
And the return going to start for Sheets and Company from the 13, and it ends at the 19, so 6 yards on the return. All right, if you're Johnstown right now, Jeff, I would assume you just want to get a first down and see if that leads to another first down and another first down after that.
Yeah, you know, and I think one of the things that needs to happen, Caleb Snyder is a terrific athlete in that there at the quarterback spot. There's been a couple of times where he's been out on the perimeter, and if that pass isn't wide open, I think Caleb's got to just go ahead and take the ball and take this team and put him on his back and go ahead and carry him and get a first down and get some momentum going for this football team.
It is a Bowling Green State University first down, and Schneider, in fact, is the leading rusher for this team at over 646 yards coming into this contest, and he's got a gap, takes it the outside. They listen to Coach Logan. He's to the 40, the 45, and rumbles across midfield and slides into second base at the 49-yard line, picks up 31 yards on the play. It is a first down, 21 seconds into the quarter.
Yeah, just what the doctor ordered. You got to go get your best guy an opportunity with the ball. Not much of a fake back there, but he was able to keep the ball and get himself upfield. I think right now, until they sell out on Caleb Schneider, he is your best option on offense.
The guy that's played fullback, tailback, and quarterback since the start of last season. And they'll keep it on the ground. There's Sheets. And now there's a sense of sync, if you will, on their offense. They pick up 7 off the left-hand side. I just noticed the numbers on the side of the uniform. Kind of feel like you're watching Alabama at time. Look at those old-style numbers on the side.
Yep.
So a nice gain as they go with that 1-2 punch. Between Schneider and Sheets coming into this game, they had rushed for a grand total of over 1,200 yards. Dynamic 1-2 punch. Second down, they need 3 more from inside the 43-yard line. And Caleb will get a couple, but he won't get that 3rd yard that he needs, so it'll be 3rd down and short. This is a team offensively, when you look at Johnstown, that, Jeff, you mentioned they like to run it. To what extent? 272 yards of their offense is on the ground, 37 passing for a total of about 310 yards of offense a game.
Well, there were times where they went entire season, I think, without throwing the football already. So there's no secrets what this football team wants to do. They want to come out and pound you and run hard at you, and you can see there, the tail end of that play ended up getting the first down, so they keep the drive alive. Johnstown Johnny's getting their first bit of offense here tonight.
It's the S&S combination this time. It's Sheets who takes it off right tackle, gets a good lead block there, and gets that first down. In fact, looking for somebody to block on the play was Graham Grinstead, the fullback. Got to the second level before he had any contact.
Good lead block by the guard, Landon Smith, just a sophomore, number 60.
Who came into the contest from the parking lot right before me. Schneider on the keeper inside the 35-yard line and pushed out of bounds almost a little too aggressively by Brendan Sheehan, but he says, hey, I'm a veteran. I know when to stop, so he just kind of knocks him out of bounds. Young man who likes bass fishing, playing Fortnite, likes weight training. His dad, by the way, was a wrestler as well, too.
This is a critical first down play. 3rd down conversions, a lot of people talk about how good are you on 3rd down. The teams that I see that have the greatest success on 3rd down are the ones that have decent gains on 1st down.
And they take it off the right side. There's a gap, and there's a first down inside the 30, inside the 25-yard line. Sheets on the carry again. And Nathan's going to move the sticks for another BGSU first down for the Johnnies. Again, this is what I mentioned. Can they get a little composure and get it going on offense? And now we have a Newark Catholic player down at the 25-yard line. And the thing you have to be concerned about in this game is when you lose a player, you probably lose 2 starters at times too, because so many guys going both ways for both of these squads.
This season, 7 rushing touchdowns.
Ryan Aiello coming out onto the field as well, too, and they help out big number 8 for Newark Catholic. That is Grant Moore. Again, it's a guy that starts at wide receiver and can play in the secondary as well, too, and he will check out at cornerback. I wouldn't be surprised to see Kelly Went then to enter into the mix. Big number 13, a 6-foot junior, likes running, eating, and volleyball. I like some of those things, too, but more of an emphasis on eating. The band here tonight, by the way, the Johnstown band has got to be the largest D4 band in the state of Ohio. There are cities that are not that big. And Jeff, they had uniforms on. They warmed up before the contest without the instruments,
too. They look great. Something about this community.
They care about everything. 1st and 10 from the 24. Backs from an eye this time. Power look to the left. Oh my goodness. That was a truck that ran away and came barreling in the person of Connor Wright.
This is an ideal tackle. I mean, you talk about doing it the way that it's supposed to be done. Right side of your screen, boom. I mean, fundamentally, that is as good as it gets onto the football. This is a contact sport, and there was some contact there.
My jaw hurt just watching that one. 8:39 left to go on a 2nd down and 11. Little toss. Nice throw that time. Inside the 20, it goes from Schneider to Sheets.
Boy, a dangerous pass out there in the flat, but really well thrown. And See, they've worked hard on this play from a timing standpoint. Quickly, this is a absolute go-to, and there's no way that the outside linebacker had a chance to be able to come up and make the play.
Rocco Capretta helping to make the hit. Third down now inside the 19 near the 18-yard line. They need 4 more. Caleb to tuck and Schneider to keep, and he has the first down sandwiched between 2 defenders, but not knocked down until he gets inside the 13-yard line and has enough for another Johnstown first down.
Well, like I said at the beginning of the drive, this is where their success is going to be. I would run his wheels off tonight. Their best chance of being able to compete in this game is number 5 carrying the football. You continue to pound like that, and then the passes will open up later on.
Once again inside the Bathfitter red zone. Toss around the corner. That's Sheets to the 10. Looking for one more block outside, Jeff. He thought he had the angle but needed one more help from to the diagonal of the pylon there, and just came up one block short.
That little sense of hesitation there, Randy, was expensive. It allowed the defense to be able to recover. Good execution here on the pitch. You can see quarterback Caleb Schneider reading the defensive end. 71 came in on the quarterback and make that decision and just be committed.
Jacob Myers was there on the block, but there were 3 defenders and just 1 guy. Second out, they need 5 more. Quick hitter this time for Sheets. Takes it inside the 5. Breaks into a scrum and getting close to the sticks there inside the 3-yard line, but looks to be just shy of the first down by about a yard.
Looks like a totally different team than we saw in the first quarter, doesn't it?
How much would they kill now just to have this as their first drive of the contest?
No kidding. You know, but a lot of it is adjustments. The coach is making some adjustments up in the booth, and maybe some blocking changes that are going on up there.
Well, the offensive coordinator is Dan Carter, who's the nephew of the head coach, Mike Carter. And simple call this time. Caleb Schneider needed a yard, and he got that +1. It'll be a 1st and goal with 6:23 left to go for the Johnnies. A chance to dent the scoreboard and the goal line for the first time in this contest.
We've seen some tight splits, Randy, but you couldn't get a credit card in between some of those linemen up there right now. They are no gaps to be able to get through. They're just going to try and push like crazy. And you can see the Green Wave doing a really good job, but it will be 1st and goal.
Well, they've run that unbalanced eye option-based offense, it seems like, forever. Again, look at the power to the right-hand side of that line. That's where they should go, and they do. And with that, Sheets will dent the goal line and get the touchdown. The first one, it's another Ramos Roofing touchdown here in this contest. And you get your free estimates on a roof by calling or texting 614-761-ROOF, and then it was 21-6.
That's a drive you could be proud of as a football coach. Physical, the Newark Catholic Green Wave on this drive. And maybe it'll serve as a wake-up call that these Johnnies are not going away quietly.
8th touchdown on the ground for Nathan Sheets so far this season. And Bryce Spangler on to attempt the extra point, where he is 10 of 12 on the season. The snap, the kick, the leg is good. And so is the result. It is now 21-7. 6:04 left to go. Johnnies on the march. Do the Wave have an answer? We'll find out here on the CW Columbus. The biggest plays, the biggest schools, the best high school football. You get to see it first thanks to First Scores on Fox 28, sponsored by Spectrum, tonight at 10:45 only on Fox 28. Speaking of first, the first score for that team, the Johnnies, and the kitchen saver drive tells us it went fairly well. This is the prototypical drive, Jeff, they would like to milk half a quarter, go 80 yards, and get a touchdown.
Yeah, that's the one you want to bottle and just be able to use over and over again. And maybe it'll build some confidence with this offense to be able to get back and compete in this football game. But the one thing that the Johnnies have not proven is their ability to stop this high-powered Green Wave offense.
In fact, we saw the Green Wave go 99 yards for a tally in this contest. Well, if you want a surprise element here, how about an onside kick? Bryce Spangler has it teed up at the 40 near hash. And look at the return men now. They've creeped up for the Green Wave to the 15-yard line. Hackett's the deep man. Instead, they'll pound it along the ground, take a high hop, scooped up to the 25-yard line. Up across the 35 to the 36, maybe the 37, so a 12-yard return for the Green Wave, and they'll have the ball after that job by Grant Moore, who was down for a play, but it's good to see that he's back and ready to stay out there and contribute to the offense. All right, you're the Green Wave. You go, we understand this happened, but so far, Jeff, they've been able to do whatever they wanted to, especially on the ground.
Yeah, they have been very efficient offensively. Miller Hutchinson doing a good job at the quarterback spot, taking care of the football. And Mason Hackett, along with Michael Hess running the football, have been tough to stop.
Miller Hutchison, the sophomore at quarterback, has one guy going from the bottom to the top now, and Joe Stanley. Miller rolling, looking, leading downfield. Nice touch on that pass. Just barely overthrown by about a half step at the 35-yard line. Good coverage on the play for the Johnnies in the person of number 6, Jacob Hockenettle.
Hockenettle with one interception already. He's one of those young kids back there, just a sophomore. Man coverage, and you can see he was there step for step with the receiver. Pretty good coverage by the young, I call him a cornerback. He's an outside linebacker, though, having to run with one of those wide receivers.
See the little hop, too, when Hutchison tossed that pass downfield? That shows you his arm strength. Second down and 10. Let's see if it's running time. It is off the left side, and there's a gap across the 45 midfield. Hackett all the way down to the 43. And that's enough for another BGSU first down for the Green Wave with 5:47 left to go. Yeah, when you take a look at this team, all you have to do is say if something else doesn't work, look for Hackett.
All right, you're playing defense. You're going to see them coming at you. This kid is special. Little waggle here. Whoop. Nope, you don't have me. Able to make the big cut back up inside. As a running back, you love to see that free safety commit to coming up there. All you got to do is shake that little sugar, and you're going to be free.
Schneider with a hit. I believe that's the first Logan sound effect we've had so far this season.
At least tonight.
Okay. First and 10. They'll mark it officially at the 44 where his knee touched. They're coming on the blitz. So Hackett will take it to the outside. Mason to the 40. And again, glides to the outside. And there is perhaps a flag on the play for the second time in this contest.
Boy, the speed differential is just very obvious right there. Hackett able to make people miss as he heads for the corner.
I think they're waving off the flag at the 38-yard line. They are indeed. It's another BGSU first down as they wave off the flag, and now we have an official's timeout on the field. Perhaps they want an explanation of what's going on. And they'll move the ball to the 31, now crank the clock again. Well, if you're the Green Wave, you would love to have this nice drive, milk another 3 or 4 minutes off the clock. Because remember, you had the ball to start the first half, so I'd like to give the Johnnies a 3-touchdown deficit to think about at halftime.
5 receivers set now, only Miller Hutchinson in the backfield.
Sophomores run this look a number of times. Set up a screen to the short side of the field. They've got room inside the 35. Nice sidestep into the 10-yard line goes Moore, all the way down near the 5 before he's brought down on the play. Good hustle by Brody Thompson to help make the hit. And it's a gain of 25 on the play.
You know, this is a team, if you don't get them at that first opportunity with that tackle, they just get momentum going. Good job of looking off and coming back to the boundary. Block out on the perimeter there. Good job by receivers blocking downfield, giving the opportunity for the play to extend.
We're inside the Bath Theater red zone, and we have a first and goal from the 5-yard line, courtesy of BGSU. Nice job on the high snap to bring it down. They'll take it into the end zone for another Ramos Roofing touchdown, as Hackett has yet another touchdown for Mason. That is his third in this contest, and make it 12 now for him on the campaign and make it 27-7.
Miller Hutchison needed every bit of that 6'3" frame to be able to get this ball. Watch the high snap to the quarterback. Gets it right at the tip of his fingers. Able to hand the ball off inside to Mason Hackett. Keeps those pads low, and there is no way you're keeping 16 out of the end zone.
Extra point time for the Green Wave. It is up, and it is good. It is now 28-7. With 4:21 left to go, they had a nice job in that drive. Speaking of drives, let's drive a Toyota.
Hey, I'm Ethan.
And I'm Danielle.
And we're back on the road again in the adventurous new Toyota RAV4. Now, we can tell you why RAV4 is the best-selling SUV.
But we'd rather show you.
Let's go.
First off, RAV4 is one of 14 different Toyotas available as an electrified vehicle.
At 40 mpg, it's got a driving range of 580 miles.
Saving you thousands in fuel costs over the next 5 years.
And every new RAV4 comes with 2-year no-cost maintenance included.
Toyota. Let's go places.
28-7, the tally now in this one with 4:21 left to go here in the first half. And there is your Kitchen Saver scoring summary. A quick answer after it took nearly 6 minutes for the Johnnies to get their first touchdown. Jeff, in just more than 90 seconds, there is the scoring drive there. And by the way, you can get a free quote on your dream kitchen in under a week with kitchensaver.com.
You know, I noticed both of our coaches, when you did those interviews before the game, are sporting those full beards. And, you know, Ryan Day has gone that way this season. I'm wondering if Ryan Day has made it kind of cool now to be able to wear that full beard.
Is it hockey playoff time or what?
I don't know.
It's the first time I grew one was hockey playoff time, and now everybody's got one. Well, everybody got a mustache, too, after seeing Top Gun Maverick, so we'll see what happens. A lot of facial hair going on here, and growing on, if you will. The ball out to the 24-yard line. Johnny's get it back with 4:17 left to go here in the first half. Coming up, it's the Door Depot halftime show. We'll hear from Ron Bowman, the commissioner of the Licking County League, plus your scores from around Central Ohio. It's all coming up on the Door Depot halftime show. So that should be coming up shortly. Looking forward to that. All right, if you're the Johnnies, you do have a sense of confidence on offense, Jeff, I would say, after the last drive. So what are you looking for right now?
Well, you know that you got yourself into a battle here because your defense not having the ability to slow down Newark Catholic at all. So what you've got to do, you got to continue to possess the football for long periods of time and eventually get it into the end zone like they just did on the previous drive.
Schneider will take it to the left. Student body to the right, but he goes left against the flow. Has a nice gain for the first down out across the 35-yard line to around the 38. So that'll move the sticks. Another BGSU first down with just over 4 minutes left to go in the half.
Caleb is going to be called on, as I mentioned earlier. This is it. This is quarterback keep all the way. They got a pulling guard. He's pushing the lineman out of the way, trying to get to the corner. And there's that tailback experience from Caleb Schneider.
He just sacrificed Spencer Thompson into the fray there. He just pushed him in there and said, go block somebody. 1st and 10 now, just over 4 left to go from the 38. Well, misdirection, and that's Sheets, and he's going to be tied up. Good job by the defense. They went low that time and grabbed him by the ankles and helped to knock him down on the play.
Now, don't be surprised if Caleb Schneider doesn't go with a little bit of a play action with that one single set receiver out there. Do a little hook and go, but 9 rushing attempts so far tonight, 67 yards, most of those coming on the last drive.
Carlisle with a hit on the play, so with 3:37 left to go and ticking, they've got the ball out to the 37-yard line. It's going to be second down and long here. Call it closer to 12. And Schneider trying to be the first to the corner, not this time. Great job by that swarming defense to beat him to the edge. And he didn't have a whole lot of help there. And the first guy to get him was Nico Richards, who came up to help make the hit. The star linebacker, if you will, who likes Legos. He likes hunting. He's part of Student Council, National Honor Society president, part of the Key Club, and likes AP Calculus. That's too much school.
Yeah, Nico Richards did a really good job of flying to the football and turning it back in, getting some support help from the rest of the defense in there.
3rd down. They need close to 13, just more than 12. Schneider on the keeper, and this time they're not going to convert on a 3rd down play as the stop is made right at the 36-yard line. And a timeout taken on the field by Newark Catholic, looking for one more score perhaps with 2:47, and Jeff sitting on their full allotment of 3 timeouts until now.
Good decision by Ryan Aiello and his coaching staff to go ahead and stop the clock with 2:47 to go. They They feel like every time they get the ball, they've got the ability to put it in the end zone, and 2:47 is plenty of time for this high-powered offense.
And I love those LED yardsticks that they have.
Yeah, it's a good,
Isn't that
good
sweet?
look.
It is.
You know, that Toyota commercial we had earlier talked about electrified vehicles. This Newark Catholic football team on offense would appear to be fairly electrified to me.
They're grease lightning.
They are something else.
28-7.
You know, go to the state championship game a year ago. There's a great tradition at both of these schools. And Newark Catholic looks like they are poised to really move in the right direction this year. And this really kind of feels like the beginning of the season to them, Randy, because of the 2 canceled games that they've had on their schedule.
Yeah, they're still learning. The last time I checked, the numbers were this for Newark Catholic all-time record: 524, 181, and 4. State champs in 78, 82, 84, 85, 86, 87, 91, 07, and some would say a state championship in 68. In fact, they made the title game every year from 80 to 87. Can you say dynasty?
That's tradition. That is really good.
Spangler standing back at his own 24-yard line. Hackett's back at his 24. Wow. And they yell fire. And that time, Jeff, a good job by Hackett to not field the ball. It'll take a bounce right at the 35-yard line, and that's where the Green Wave will look at the ball one more time with 2:39 left to go here in the first half. Well, the last thing you wanted to do if you're the Johnnies is give the ball back to the Green Wave one more time late here in this first half. That young man who was out there in the field, an assistant coach, there's a lot of Northern Indiana ties to that Newark Catholic coaching staff. That young man went to South Bend, Washington. Ryan Aiello, the head coach, went to Penn High School in Mishawaka, Indiana. Ironically, the same high school that yours truly went to some 40 years earlier. 2:39 left to go. Another BGSU first down from just past the 35. Hutchison will toss this time near side. And Hackett will get maybe 1 or 2 on the play. That's about it. Good job to submarine that play at the point of contact by big number 32 for the Johnnies, and that is Evan Smith.
Interesting to see. They pulled the center on the play, actually. Tanner Wirt, number 51. He hops out there, and he becomes a lead blocker. You don't see that happen very often to get your center all the way downfield making blocks like that, but a good effort.
Clock still ticking. Second down. They picked up a couple in that first down play. Hutchison looking right, gunning downfield. And we had whistles and a flag at the 32-yard line. And it's going to go against the Green Wave. Our referee tonight is John Evans, who's been mute for the most time. John, what do you got here?
Dead ball. False start. Offense, number 55. 5-yard penalty. Still, second down.
Actually, it looked like the backfield had a little motion early on as well, too. Coach Carter looking on, saying, all right, defense, take advantage of this scenario. He just marched him back 5. Newark Catholic last year, 14-2, lost to Marion Local in the title game. Ryan Aiello, 37-17 now. I think his playoff mark is something like 11-3 in his 5 campaigns, 4+ if you will. Hutchison straight back to throw. Looking, gunning across middle, has his man at the 43-yard line. Catch is made there, and it goes on the play to Trent Clark, the H-back, who makes his 3rd catch on the season.
Sam Marasek there, the cornerback, along with Nathan Sheets. Watch again, throw downfield. Now, not a very pretty pass. This looks like a lame duck coming in there, and you can see the coverage right there by Nathan Sheets from his free safety position, coming up to make the play.
The clock stopped temporarily as they move the chains. It's cranking again. Under 90 ticks left to go. First down. 1:25 left to go for the Green Wave, up by 21. Stanley in motion. Hutchison wants to throw again. He loves that hop step, and this time the same result with the hop step. It's just one smidge too long on the play, intended for big number 34. That is Connor McKenna.
Yeah, 2 receivers actually had steps on the defensive backs. They've got to keep people in front of them back there. And again, athleticism of Miller Hutchison throwing off that back foot, still able to deliver the ball well down the field, but unable to come up with the catch. Connor McKenna.
Yeah, McKenna and Clark are the H-backs, but in essence at times they can play like a tight end when needed too. 2nd and 10 from the 45 with 1:14 left to go. Again, they go with a 4 wide out look with 1 back in the backfield to the right of Hutchison. And Miller wants to throw. And he guns downfield on the out-panner. Double coverage, dangerous pass. And I'd say he's lucky that was incomplete. Coverage on the play led by number 4. That is Nana Owusu.
Yeah, I don't like the decision back there from a quarterback standpoint, Randy. It looked like he had locked in and made that decision before the play started, that regardless of what the coverage is, this is where I'm going. Staring down the receiver. Look at the coverage here. There is no window to be able to get that ball in. You got to go ahead and go through your progressions and find another opportunity.
I wonder if we have a clock question here, because they came to the sidelines for a second. I think they want to reset the clock. I think they want 109 on the clock, perhaps. Currently reads 102, because I saw the linesman and the line judge, and I saw the referee come over and having a conversation. Indeed, they add 7 ticks to the clock to make it 109. So now it's 3rd down and 10 for the Green Wave from the 45. Again with a 4 wide out look. 2 to either side. Let's see what Hacken did on 3rd down. He gets about 3 yards, and that's about it. He's corralled on the play by Brody Thompson. So with 1 minute left to go, it's going to set up a 4th down. Let's see if the Johnnies opt to take a timeout or not. And so far, they will not take the timeout. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Green Wave burn as much time as they can, unless a timeout is taken. And now the Johnnies do burn a timeout. They wait about 12 seconds,
you don't
and they take a timeout.
You don't take one, we will. That's the first stop of the game, Randy, for the Johnstown Johnnies. Every time Newark Catholic has had the football tonight, they have scored. That is the first stop. That is something that you can build upon for the second half.
And guess who stays into the contest to punt? Mason Hackett is the punter as well, too, for the Green Wave. So he'll stay out there to punt. You know, we talked about the prowess of Newark Catholic in the state championships. I remember 15 years ago when Bill Franks was there and they won that state championship back in 2007 and beat Hopewell Loudon 28-14. And Coach Franks has also been a district coach of the year. Coach Buchanan. Oh, my goodness, when you think about the coaches, J.D. Graham. In fact, if you go back since 1972, all 4 Newark Catholic head coaches have either won or coached in a state championship game, and you're going back 50 years. That's beyond tradition. She would like to see that change, though, here tonight.
Homecoming this weekend for the Johnnies.
And we'll announce the king and queen at halftime because we like a little cliffhanger. All right, 4th down here. Sheets is going to go back semi-deep. You know, Hackett is a pretty good punter on the season, 37.3-yard average. You don't use any trickery here, do you?
Not a chance.
Midfield?
Not a chance.
He's at the 48.
Uh-oh.
And a high snap. Corrals it, and he's forced to do a rugby-style kick. And it's going to head out of bounds, but that is just a save right there for Mason Hackett. We're going to go to baseball and give him a save.
That was hugely athletic. I mean, to be able to, number one, just field that ball and then get it kicked is amazing. Well, Johnstown's going to get the ball with great field position. 1 timeout remaining. You can see again the ups for this young man. Mason Hackett, not a big guy at 5'8", still able to catch football and get his foot on it and get the ball downfield. Just think of where that ball could have ended up, Randy, with field position for Johnstown.
Well, everybody likes that rugby punt, and we just saw it there. What's your thought about a rugby punt that we see? Ohio State does it all the time.
They do. They got those Aussies that they're recruiting. That's the way it's going to be for some time in college football, I think.
Schneider thought about it, now can't, now will eat it back at the 25.
Now with Schneider, I think you got to get him out on the perimeter. You know, the ability to RPO him, even on passing downs, you got to give him the ability to be able to go ahead and run the football, and you can't do it from in the pocket.
Rapidly back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and long. They'll roll a little bit, but again, pressure's on. He's got no blockers out there. He's going to go down and be the sacrificial lamb again, back inside the 20 at around the 18-yard line with 9 seconds left to go.
Clock's going to stop. Looks like we got another timeout. You can see the RPO out here, but look at the pressure. You got to hold that defensive line a little bit better than that.
Newark Catholic's going to take a timeout, thinking maybe they could force something here and get one more timeout. Who knows? Put a lot of pressure on a punt attempt. We'll see. And remember, too, that Johnstown will get the ball to start the second half. So 9 seconds left to go. Each team has taken a couple timeouts here in the first half as you go inside the Green Wave huddle. And Coach Aiello, the 38-year-old who runs that program, and across the way, Mike Carter, who's 20 years his elder. I won't tell you his exact age, but that should be close enough. And it's a team, too, when you talk about Newark Catholic, that season last year, only 2 losses, 1 to Marion Local, and then 1 was to Heath back, I think, in week 8 when they lost to them 28-21. Otherwise, wins last season. This year, they had to cancel that week 1 game against Reedy. That was a weather scenario, as we mentioned. They were playing on Saturday night, and it thundered and lightning, and they thought the weather was going to be bad against Sunday, so they didn't play it Sunday as well. And then they had the Academy game that was canceled as well, too. So Schneider will keep it, and Caleb will get what he can, which is a fair amount. Now he's cutting against the seam. He's going to make it up to around midfield, but that will end the first half. So a nice-looking play, a big gainer, but you're almost playing that safety defense, if you will, if you're the Green Wave. So that will end the first 24 minutes. So a statement was made in the second quarter, but multiple sentences made by the Green Wave in the first and second.
Yeah, truly, Randy. And I think it's something the Johnnies can build upon, not only the ability to move the football like they did, but the one stop they made on defense there. That's where they've got to be challenged.
The Door Depot halftime show just around the corner, 28-7, Newark Catholic on top. This is the Central Ohio Toyota Dealers Friday Night Rivals, presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus.
Johnstown High School proudly presents the Pride of Johnstown. George Johnson, Johnny, big, red, We hope you enjoy our Ho-Ho show. Bring in the sunshine on a cloudy day. Don't need no money, fortune, or fame. Only one band can make you feel this way.
And welcome back to the Door Depot halftime report. At the break right now, it is Newark Catholic on top of Johnstown, 28-7. Here at Johnstown High School, I'm Randy Reinhardt, alongside the commissioner of the Licking County League, the one and only Ron Bowman. Ron, thanks for joining us here on the CW.
Appreciate the opportunity.
Now, how long have you been commissioner of this great league?
This is my fourth year.
Fourth year, and you started when you were 30, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Let me go through the history here. I believe the Licking County League started, in 1927?
Yeah.
And ran till about 1990?
Yes.
disbanded and came back in 2013, right?
That's correct.
What was the motivation behind bringing back the LCO?
Well, familiarity of all the schools, for one thing. And then the other was we were all going in so many different directions. Gasoline prices were going up, trying to cut down on travel, and it's just natural rivalries.
How many teams right now are in the Licking County League?
There are 11. So
11.
We have 5 in our, what we call the big school division, Buckeye, and 6 in the Cardinal. And that's one of the things we're really looking to do, is to expand at least to where we have an even number in each division.
Well, silly question. Do you have to be in Licking County to be a part of the league?
Absolutely not.
Really?
Zanesville's, I think they're in their 3rd year as a league school. So, and there's been talk, should we change the name of the league and so on.
Like the Big Ten, right?
Yeah, it's Big Ten plus, plus. So we're the Licking County League plus.
So talk about some of the athletic success, if you will, for the LCL this summer and fall.
Well, again, we've got right now, if the playoffs started, we'd probably have 6 or 7 of our 11 teams would be in the playoffs. And then we, traditionally, we've had great volleyball programs. Right. We've had outstanding individuals in cross country and things like that. So we're very proud of what the schools and what the kids have done.
Now, you've really cut your teeth in this league. Have you not been a coach and an official? In fact, you're still an official, too, are you not?
Yeah, still do some volleyball.
And you coached, in fact, at that building right next to us, right?
Yep, there. And I coached at Granville for 20 years. And, I've kind of done it all. And that's, I think, what makes this a labor of love for me.
Why the fascination? I know it's a labor of love, but there has to be some driving influence. Is it for you, the student athletes, to see how they've grown and matured?
That's part of it, but my whole life has been around sports, and this is one way to keep my foot in that.
Should we change their name from Green Wave to Tidal Wave here in the first half?
Boy, they look good, don't they?
They do indeed.
They're quick and strong, and yeah.
A lot like you. Ron, I appreciate your time. The legendary, ageless commissioner of the Licking County League, Ron Bowman, here at halftime. More of the halftime show, courtesy of Door Depot, coming up. But first, let's take a look at our Scholar Athletes of the Week.
Ohio Education Association is proud to recognize Central Ohio's Scholar Athletes of the Week. Clay Bruning plays both golf and baseball at Johnstown High School. He's the Cardinal Division Boys Golfer of the Year and Baseball Player of the Year. Clay carries a 3.9 GPA. Nico Richards is a state runner-up in football at Newark Catholic High School. He's also a 3-year varsity wrestler. Nico is a member of the National Honor Society and has a 4.0 GPA. Congratulations to these outstanding Ohio Education Association Scholar Athletes.
happy. Welcome back to the Door Depot halftime report. At the break, the Green Wave on top of the Johnnies here, 28-7 in week number 7. Well, it is homecoming here at Johnstown Monroe High School, and despite a last-minute write-in campaign for Jeff Logan, Alex Colley and Mia Lambert are the king and queen respectively here at Johnstown for homecoming 2022. Sir and madam, congratulations on your honor, and this is something you'll carry with you the rest of your life. Halftime scores. We go live to check that scoreboard, and this was played last night in the City Lake Beechcroft on top of Linden McKinley in that contest, 14-6. Linden McKinley was coming off a 40-8 win over Centennial. It's the first meeting for those two teams since 19 when Beechcroft won 40-6. Pickerington Central at 3-3, same mark for Central Crossing. Pick Central won this game last year 49-6. They're allowing just 13 points per contest. Are the Tigers. They lead at the break 14-zip in that one. Tays Valley over Gary Puckett's Circleville team. Not going to happen so far in the first quarter. Early on, Tays Valley on top, and we'll have Tays Valley next week. Coach Weber and company. Tays Valley fell to Hamilton Township last week 24-17. They won this game, though, last year 49-21. Davidson over Bradley in the Battle of Hilliard. Both teams come in 3-3. Bradley has won the last two meetings, but Davidson snapped a three-game losing streak with a win last week over Orange, 14-7. Moving on, we go back now to the City League, a game played last night. Marion Franklin improves to 3-3, and the Ridge, the Fighting Scots, now at 1-5. Marion Franklin won the last meeting, too. Prior to this one, also a shutout, 31-0 last year in Week 7. Big one, New Albany and Gahanna-Lincoln. A little surprising here. Gahanna-Lincoln has been on a roll, but New Albany has only one loss as well, too. Both came in at 5-1. And they are 17-7 now, the Lions on top in that contest. New Albany bounced back with a big win, 45-21 last week over Grove City. Kaufman over Orange, 14-0. Coach Stokes has him fired up again. He's stoking that team. Kaufman escaped with a 34-28 win over Orange last year. We go now to a battle between Westerville North and Canal Winchester. At the break, the Indians. Jake Keener on top of Westerville North, 10-0 in that one. CW took that meeting last year, 35-21. North has dropped two straight after starting 3-1 on the campaign. Other action, Delaware Hayes and Westerville South tied at 7. I'm telling you what, the Pacers must be real. I mean, both teams are 5-1 in the season. South has won the last two meetings. Hayes has won two straight. Their only loss was to Big Walnut, 34-14. South beat Big Walnut, if you remember, 31-24. A couple weeks ago. And one more score. Speaking of the Eagles, Big Walnut on top of Kilbourne, 14-6. Big Walnut won last year, and it was 56-28, so a lot more defense in this contest. Kilbourne has dropped two straight. 14-6 the tally in that one late in the second quarter. Our score here, Newark Catholic looking for their fourth win on the campaign on top of Johnstown, looking for their second, 28-7. Back with more of the Door Depot halftime show in a moment here on the CW Columbus. Just touchdowns. Bye-bye. Katie Jackson. That's all she wrote, and then some. And that's it.
A lot happens in a day, so turn to Central Ohio's most watched local news team. Bob Kendrick, Station 10, and Marshall McPeak for the final word on today's top stories impacting you, your family, and the community. ABC 6 News is on your side tonight at 11 p.m. Gentlemen, if you bought a Big Red Band 50/50 raffle ticket, they have brought up the winning number if you want to get those tickets out. Once again, we'd like to thank KSEP's Auto Body and Service Center of Johnstown and Granville for starting us off tonight with a donation of $250.
And welcome back to the Door Depot Halftime Report. At the break, week number 7, Johnstown trailing Newark Catholic 28-7. By the way, update a score now. Newark Catholic is leading this one 28-7, but New Albany is now tied Gahanna at 17 in that one.
We knew that would be a dogfight. Two really good football programs there. 17 all tie at halftime. Going to be a good one.
Had a lot of offense in this contest, too, in the first half, especially Newark Catholic. And you know what? We talked about Mason Hackett, what a factor he can be. He was outstanding in the first half. This was an 88-yard drive, 2 plays, and this one was the 77-yard touchdown. That was an early statement for the Green Wave.
Yeah, most of the Newark Catholic faithful had not even been settled in their seats, and he was like a rocket ship going down the sideline. And that was score number 1. Here is the second score by Hackett, right into the corner of the end zone.
Did he make
that
it
made
in?
it 14-0. Well, it's on the scoreboard, so we got to count it.
And then Moore, the wide receiver. Look at the form here by Hutchison with the pump fake, and then he finds Moore for 30 yards and another score for the Green Wave. But then the Johnnies would finally answer, and we talked about Schneider and Sheets. This time it is Nathan taking it in.
Yeah, really a good drive, and gave them a little bit to be cheering about for their first score of the football game.
And then Hackett would answer with his third score, his 11th on the season. He has 188 yards rushing in the first half, and that's why at the break they're up 28-7 in this contest. And the magical numbers, look at that total offense for the Green Wave in the first 2 quarters, nearly 340 yards.
Yeah, it's amazing. And the discrepancy in pass yards is not surprising because Johnstown is not going to fool you trying to throw the football. But most of that rushing for them came by quarterback Caleb Schneider.
And few penalties and no turnovers in the first half, so the Johnnies will get the ball back to start the second half. They had some glimmers of hope in that second quarter on offense.
Well, they did. Offensively, I think they figured out that they've got to get Caleb Schneider to run the football, and they also proved from a defensive standpoint they at least got a stop, the first stop of the football game against the Green Wave. Right now, the Green Wave are able to do just about anything they want to from the offensive standpoint.
What will happen? We'll find out together in mere moments. The second half is just around the corner. Newark Catholic up 28-7. We'll kick it off here for quarter number 3 and week number 7 when you come back to the CW Columbus.
attendance tonight. We would ask to help keep Frank H. Chambers Stadium in top notch. That is, we would ask everyone to pick up litter in their area when they exit tonight. Once again, if we could have everybody pick up the litter around your area to help keep the stadium top notch. Greatly appreciated. Don't forget, the American Legion Post 254 of Johnstown would like to invite all active military and veterans to the post, located at 180 West Maple Street, for coffee and donuts every Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Future home games for the Johnnies, October 4th.
Just about ready for the start of the second half between Newark Catholic and Johnstown Monroe. Glad to have you aboard. Week number 7 of Friday Night Rivals. And we'll recap the records for these two teams. First of all, Newark Catholic is 3-1. They're 1-0 in the Licking County League Cardinal, which is a small school division. And when you look at the Johnnies, they are 1-5, also 1-0 in league play in the Licking County League Cardinal small school division too. And early statement by Newark Catholic in this contest says they were able to get their running back, Mason Hackett, open a couple of times. He has now carried it 13 times for 188 yards and 3 touchdowns. Miller Hutchison, the quarterback, 8 of 13 for 132 yards and 1 touchdown. And then Grant Moore, the receiver, 3 catches for 69 yards. They're digging the action here. On the other side, Caleb Schneider, he is 1 of 3 for 7 yards. He's got 15 carries for 75 yards. And then Nathan Sheets has 8 carries for 34 yards. And he's also scored a touchdown, the lone tally in this contest tonight for the Johnnies. And just a reminder, our next Central Ohio Toyota Dealers Friday Night Rivals matchup features 2 rivals from the Mid-State League Buckeye Division. You're not going to want to miss Taze Valley taking on Amanda Clear Creek next Friday at 7 right here on the CW Columbus. The first time we've ever been to Amanda. The first time for me in 40 years going out to Amanda Clear Creek High School as well, too.
I guess that's my first trip then, too.
Oh, it'll be interesting.
Is that what you're saying?
Leave now, Jeff. Leave now if you want to get there. It is a haul. The irony is I've been there twice, once for a wedding and once for a funeral, but never at the high school for a sporting event.
I think my daughter competed there at some point in time in track and field or maybe basketball. If I've been to Amanda, I apologize to all of you. I do not remember.
It's a great song by Boston as well, too. All right, as we start the second half, the Johnnies get the ball. They had that drive in the second quarter. What went well for them, and what do you look for from the Johnnies in the second half?
Well, clearly Caleb Schneider, the quarterback who has filled in at every possible position, I think, during his career here as a Johnstown Johnny, now as the starting quarterback and a linebacker, has been the key to their offense, having any momentum there at all. But one of the things that I would like to see them do, because they're going to start keying that quarterback, there's no question about it, but as he gets to the perimeter, he has to be able to go RPO and be able to find some receivers downfield. Now, again, that is not Johnstown Johnny football throwing the ball, but that's something that they're going to have to do because right now the only offense they have is Caleb Schneider on the run.
For Newark Catholic, Jeff, I'm looking at the rest of their schedule, and it doesn't look as hard as you would think. Next week, Lakewood, currently 0-6. Heath, the Bulldogs, you never know with them. They're 3-3. And then Northridge, currently winless in 6 contests. On the other side, for the Johnnies, they take on Utica next week, who's 2-4. Lakewood, 0-6, and Heath at 3-3. So, you look at Newark Catholic, and this is the team that's only going to play 8 games. But, Jeff, that might be enough for them because currently they are first in Division 7, Region 27. And, by the way, as we mentioned, that want to remind you, too, that we're just about set for the Buckeye State Bank kickoff. Start enjoying the benefits of banking local with Buckeye State Bank. Get started today by visiting joinbsb.com. So you would think 8 games, 7 wins, or maybe even 6 is enough for the Green Wave to make the postseason.
Short kick here and good field position.
Up across the 20 to the 28-yard line. So an 8-yard return sets up Schneider and company with the football for the first time in the second half, looking to go back-to-back in wins for the first time on the season. A team that, as we mentioned earlier, is averaging 310 yards of offense per contest, but giving up 304. Yet you would think those are positive numbers, but they come into this game with a mark of 1-5, and we'll see what they can do. One thing they haven't really found is Bryce Spangler. We talk about tall wideouts. Newark Catholic has found more. Let's see if they look for somebody like Spangler in this contest, or if they try to keep it on the ground. And there's the aforementioned Bryce Spangler going out wide to the bottom of the formation. They'll keep it on the ground on this Home Appliance Solutions first down, and Sheets with the burners to the corner. And you know that Carter was coaching up those Johnnies at halftime, telling them they're not out of this contest just yet.
Absolutely. Trying to get the lead blocker out there. That was Graham Grinstead. We mentioned that, Graham will play a little bit of the tight end. He'll play a little bit of the wing back. Watch 31 out there. Just able to get enough of a block on the outside on Brendan Sheehan, the linebacker, to come up with a first down. This is a positive start for the Johnnies.
Gain of 13 on the play, a 1st and 10 now from the 42-yard line. Backs from an eye. Schneider going to call his own number. Gets to the corner and gets it across the 45 out to maybe the 46-yard line.
That's a very positive first down play.
Like a slow developing play, but Jeff, you look up and they picked up 4 yards.
Absolutely, and that was the RPO that I was talking about. You can see the first thought out here for the quarterback is to look and see, does he have a throw? And now he's going to go ahead and tuck it and get that positive first down yardage.
And a last man coming out of the field now, a wide out with the plays coming on for the Johnnies. Hit made on the play, by the way, by Theodore Talbot, the sophomore outside linebacker for the Green Wave. Second down after they garner 4. Wing to the bottom again. They go with that unbalanced line, and great job from the backside that time for the Green Wave. Did you see Gabe Carlisle, number 28, just circle all the way around and come and make that play, the nose guard?
The penetration by that defensive line. And what in the heck are you doing with a nose guard, number 28? I mean, come on now. See that play right there in the middle?
Well, remember his brother, Matt, who was a quarterback in Newark Catholic, is now quarterback at American River College. Ever heard of that? It's in Sacramento. Quick pop in the flat. It is complete to the 48-yard line.
Oh, they're calling
now they're
it
going to say
incomplete.
incomplete. The ball is dropped on the play. I think they were going for Spangler.
Yeah, he kind of bobbled it there. Good job defensively. That was Theodore Talbot, outside linebacker, able to come up and make the play. Just a sophomore for the Green Wave. See, the ball was on time and on target. You got to put that ball away, but never really had control of the football. It came loose, and that's going to bring up a fourth down in a punting situation. So the Johnnies are stopped after some positive yards here on the first drive of the second half.
Grant Moore with a big pop there. Ryan Ayala was yelling, watch for the fake, watch for the fake. Hackett does from the 16. And he's got room to the 20, to the 30, up to about the 35-yard line before he's brought down in the play. So it'll be nice field position for the Green Wave on their first drive of the second half. Speaking of drives, let's drive over to Toyota right now.
Hey, I'm Ethan.
And I'm Danielle.
And we're back on the road again in the adventurous new Toyota RAV4. Now, we can tell you why RAV4 is the best-selling SUV.
But we'd rather show you.
Let's go.
First off, RAV4 is one of 14 different Toyotas available as an electrified vehicle.
At 40 mpg, it's got a driving range of 580 miles.
Saving you thousands in fuel costs over the next 5 years.
And every new RAV4 comes with 2-year no-cost maintenance included.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Keep it on the ground on the first down play. Nice spin move out across the 45 to the 46-yard line. And the forward progress should be enough for Mason Hackett to pick up the first down. And with that gain, I've got him at about 199 yards rushing in this contest. Not about, in fact, I have him at 199 yards rushing. First and 10 from the 46, another Home Appliance Solutions first down.
Mason Hackett came into the game with only 513 yards rushing, but the thing to think about, the guys, that's only in 4 games this season.
Again, that's what they said. They still have some kinks to work out. Normally you don't hear that from a coach in week number 7, but think about the fact that they're only at their halfway point. Good contact right there at the line of scrimmage. And they're not going to get up to 200 for Mr. Hackett in that plays. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. It'll be second down. Great job in the middle of that defense.
Jacob Myers, number 30, coming up to make the play. Number 2 tackler on this football team. There you see the signals going in as to what they want to do.
Mick Riley is the D coordinator, as you mentioned, a Johnstown grad. They have that 4-4 defense. They like it because it's an aggressive defense. It Something they put in back in his days when Coach Carter was under Ron Balcone with Bells back over at Westerville North. 2nd down and 10. And everybody toss a flag.
Yeah, you know, again, this is one of the things that Newark Catholic has got to work out, are some of the silly penalties.
False start.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. 71. 5-yard penalty. Remains. Second down.
15 to go.
Third go round with that. That's your referee tonight, John Evans, with the call. So mark it back to the 41-yard line. They need 15 from there. That horn sound gets me every time.
Yep. Randy, when's the last time we've seen two teams that are actually huddling?
Not very often so far this season. In fact, only twice. They're showing blitz from the outside. They're coming from the top. Hackett's got it. He dances around the defender at the point of contact and has a good gain on the play. And now he is over 200 yards rushing. And a flag at the end of the play at the 45-yard line of the Johnnies.
Boy, what an aggressive move over there on the sidelines. And this kid's got some great ability to make people miss and accelerate. Here's the call.
John Evans, what do you have?
Dead ball. Personal foul. Defense, number 8. Late hit out of bounds. 15-yard penalty. That results in a first down.
He's the kind of guy, Mr. Evans, that's going to tell it to you straight. You can tell by the way he approaches his calls. Take a look one more time. There's the cut outside by Hackett. Comes near the sidelines and steps out, and then the continuation of the push there.
Yeah, he put a big move on Caleb Schneider, who's the starting quarterback, who's been a 4-year linebacker. And there's the late hit out of bounds, and
dead
you
ball.
can see the frustration.
Sideline warning. Newark Catholic, their first of the game. Here we go.
All right, no penalty for the first one. The second one, you get your hand slapped.
All that argument over there over the late call, they didn't really need that kind of pressure.
1st and 10 from the 35. Another Home Appliance Solutions first down for the Green Wave. And the quick pop, that's actually going to be backwards, so that is going to be running yardage. And it's going to be Hackett inside the 30, so that helps his approach well over 200 now in this contest. And the tag team tackle by the Johnnies on the play. Sheets among those helping to make the hit on the play. Prior to that running play, Hackett had already hit 200, and now he's at 225. Well, it's not approaching the all-time record, though, of Carson Greasock at 382. And last I heard, he's still running.
He is still loose.
2nd down from inside the 28-yard line with 7.5 left to go. They need 4 more. Did they violate the neutral zone? We might have had an encroachment there on the defense.
Dead ball. Encroachment. Defense, number 21. 5-yard penalty. That results in a first down.
We've heard more from Mr. Evans in this third quarter than we did in the first two with 7:23 left to go.
Pretty quiet in the first half, only a couple of penalties, and both teams getting a little jittery here in quarter number 3.
And no turnovers in the first half either.
No. There's your starting quarterback, Caleb Schneider, number 5, playing that starting linebacker position.
Jeff,
Again,
how grueling is that to play on both sides?
Well, you know, at this level, this is what you do. So you don't know any different than playing both ways. So yes, it's grueling, but this is what they were bred to be able to do.
On the quick pop, pass is complete inside the 20, inside the 15, all the way down inside the 9-yard line. As Moore makes the catch again, he already has a 30-yard touchdown catch in this contest.
You know, Grant Moore, a pretty good target out there at 6'1", 175 pounds, and Sam Marasek, the cornerback, number 29, just a sophomore out there to make the play and hanging on for dear life, hoping for some more red jerseys to come help.
Inside that Bathfitter red zone, by the way, you can get your bathroom started in one day by contacting bathfitter.com online. 1st and goal. Ball just inside the 10. Hackett. Boy, try to find the center of gravity on this guy. It almost looks like it's underground. As you try to reach and go for his midsection, you're reaching about a foot too high.
Yeah, there are no handles. There's nothing to grab onto there. And you can see here, again, running through people. That shows you the strength of this young man. And if you're going to bring him down, you got to do it with multiple jerseys. And there's 3 of them right there finishing him off. And 2nd and goal.
All that for a gain of 1 on the play. from the 9-yard line. They go with a 4 wide out look, one back in the backfield for Hutchison. And that is Hackett in motion. Hess was in the backfield. The quick pop across the middle, again into traffic. That is one thing I think that Miller has to work on, is identifying where the defenders are, and throws that into traffic. Pass incomplete for Joe Stanley and company.
You know, they had 3 receivers out there, Randy, but they've all got to get to different levels in the end zone, and they were too jammed together. And I don't think Miller Hutchison had much of a target. And you saw the pressure there, throwing back late over the middle. Very fortunate that wasn't intercepted. And the other thing is throwing off his back foot. Not a good idea. Defense there by Nana Asusu. 1 interception already this year and 2 fumble recoveries for that young man.
Nana is a guy that's been omnipresent on defense all contests for the Johnnies so far this season. Also a guy you can see back on kick returns. You've seen him return 2 already in this game. 3rd down and goal from inside the 9-yard line. It is Hackett, and Hackett's going to center up the ball, if nothing else, and get it inside the 5 to around the 3. Do you contemplate a 3-pointer here, or do you go for it on 4th down?
Well, I think only if you need to work on your field goal game do you even consider kicking a field goal here. See what Coach Ayala wants to do.
I don't think you could line that ball up any better for an extra point or field goal attempt. It's just inside the 4, almost touching the 3 in the line that they have in the middle of the field.
A little confusion on the sidelines as to the right package that they want to have in there. No 40-second clock operating in today's game here at the stadium, but they will watch for that back judge to see if they give him a signal.
When the hand goes up, that means there's 5 ticks left, and the hand has gone up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Are they going to snap in time? Wow, just in time. And around the left side, and look at that. Hackett's going to take it in for another Ramos Roofing touchdown.
That's like stealing. They have gone to that weak side. No, the ball was lined up in the center of the field, but most of the power was to the right. They run the ball to the weak side, and again, this kid's ability to bounce the play and then get himself going north and south is very impressive. Ball on the outside arm, pads are low. Nothing to hang on to there, Randy.
He can be a forward runner, but he can be angular at times too, and that time that's exactly what he did. Took the diagonal into the end zone for the touchdown, and they add the extra point, and now it is 35-7. Hackett had 5 touchdowns against Utica. He's got 4 against the Johnnies, and his team leads by 28 on the CW Columbus. It is a quick statement by the Green Wave early in the second half to widen that cushion out to 28 points here in this contest with 4:52 left to go. There's your Kitchen Saver scoring summary. 9 plays, 65 yards, and 4:57. Kind of similar to the drive by the Johnnies in the first half, and they get it in for the touchdown, the 4th one for Hackett in this game. Courtesy of our friends at Kitchen Saver. And remember, you can get your dream kitchen in under a week with a free quote at kitchensaver.com.
That drive aided by the late hit out of bounds. You can see the cast padded up on the left arm.
That is Ryan Ricardo, who's actually plays soccer for Newark High School as well, too. They don't have boys and girls soccer at Newark Catholic, so they're allowed to participate at Newark High School, and that's what he does. So you only get him a couple times a week. The ball's still free, and the Green Wave will have it at the 26-yard line. You must protect and defend that football, Jeff. You've talked about that on punts. Same scenario on kickoffs, and that time it is corralled by the Green Wave, and they will come up with a football.
Yeah, highly unusual kick time, and I don't think the Johnstown Johnnies were expecting it. They certainly didn't react well to this football getting on the turf, and you can see mishandled there. The ball kicks loose, and That is going to go in the direction of Newark Catholic.
And watch, it is corralled by number 47 on the play for Newark Catholic, and that is Theodore Talbot, who's the starting outside linebacker, and he has had a game for himself. And oh, by the way, again, he is just a sophomore, too. Hackett now 20 carries, and he's got 226 yards and 4 touchdowns. And Hutchison wants to throw, looks long downfield. Is it too much, or is it just in target? It is on time, on line, and it's a touchdown. Another Ramos Roofing touchdown, and counted. Adds 6 more to the board now for the Green Wave.
Yeah, by far the best pass that Miller Hutchinson has thrown all night. And I want you to watch from a technique standpoint how he sets his feet and delivers the ball on time. And Randy, as you mentioned, on target. Watch how this is just picture perfect. Stepped right into the throw. A lot of throws tonight off the back foot. This one was dead on perfect.
Moore with another touchdown catch, his second in this contest. Ricardo with the PAT, and now we are at 42-7, and that puts the continuous clock into play here with 4:45 left to go in the third. So you look at Grant Moore now, he's got 5 touchdowns on the campaign.
Great view here again, looking over the shoulder of the quarterback. I want you to watch him set his feet, step into the throw, and again, decent coverage, but look at the receiver, got both feet in bounds there. That is absolutely spectacular. Good execution that time by the Green Wave. And was that two touchdowns tonight for Grant Moore?
Yes, indeed. And the thing I liked, he didn't do the hop step. You mentioned having his feet anchored into the ground, the forward momentum, because a couple times on the rollout to the right, he would do that hop step that he didn't need. He could have just stopped and planted his foot. And that time, that was picture perfect on the approach and the throw by Hutchison. And that sophomore is getting older and older with every passing down, and he did a great job there. That was rapid. It was James Bond, 007, if you will. One play, 26 yards, your kitchen saver scoring drive. And just like that, it is 42-7 in this contest. And you look at this team, so many weapons. They lost some to graduation. Hutchinson, by the way, now is 10 of 16, 171 yards, 2 touchdowns, both to Moore. But so many ways they can attack you. You've got Hess, too, that can come off the bench. You've got other wide receivers in Stanley. We now know more about Moore, if you will, and also Hackett. And my goodness, and the defense is solid as well. And that one's going to trickle out of bounds, sit around the 10-yard line. Well, it's the biggest plays, folks, the biggest schools, and the best high school football. You get to see it first, thanks to First Scores on Fox 28, sponsored by Spectrum. Catch it tonight at 10:45, only on Fox 28.
Well, instead of the Johnnies taking the football at the 35-yard line, they're going to make them kick it again.
Pushing back, way back.
That's
interesting. In your day. Jeff, were you on special teams on kick or punt returns?
Well, absolutely on kick returns, Randy, and we had a unbelievable ability to make things go on punt and kick returns. Senior year or junior year, average, and I only know this because of my radio partner Bill Conley, who
best hair in the business,
keeps track of this stuff. Boy, he does have great hair. My average kick return, my junior year, was 56 yards.
Wow.
Average kick return. We returned about 8 of them for scores.
How many did you return? Just one?
8.
I think we had a whistle before the kick.
Are you going off sides again?
We may march this back 5 more.
This may be the best defensive play they've had all night.
And remember, the referee is down at the other end, so he's not going to come down to the other end of the field and signal this. They're just going to go ahead and move the ball back 5 more yards. They'll kick it from the 30. Go back another 10, you can have a free kick.
Yeah, they had that special teams celebration on the previous kick where they were able to recover the football. And now they've just kind of taken their eye off the ball from a concentration standpoint. Kicking that started at the 40-yard line will now begin at the 30-yard line, and Johnstown obviously will get great field position, assuming they can field this football.
I can hear Ryan Aiello saying right now, remember all the good things I said? I take them back.
Take them all back.
We're going to kick it off now from the 30, so now that'll pinch everybody up. The return can start as soon as the 15. That's where Sheets is right now. 4:45 left to go, and once we get this kickoff, if we ever do, we'll see that continuous clock in play until the margin becomes less. It becomes 30 or less. And this time we'll kick it high and as deep as we can, and the return's going to start from the 16. Up to the 30, maybe the 31-yard line that time on the return. Looked to be Sam Marisick on the return. So take it back some 14 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 for Schneider and company with the ball now with 4:37 left to go.
headed by number 32, Jackson Burrows.
So we'll mark the ball at the 31-yard line. Two teams from the Licking County League Cardinal or small school division. It was great to have Ron Bowman on as the halftime guest. Got to tell you something. I talked to this guy 50 times. I've never met him in person. And great personality, and he is much younger than his 73 years of age on his Home Appliance Solutions first down. It is Sheets across the 35, and Nathan is bent in half right at the 37-yard line. So nice gain on first down. He'll pick up nearly 6 on the play as we approach 4 minutes left to go in the third. That is a great 1-2 punch they have when you think about it with Schneider and Sheets. But the other thing you have to think about too, Jeff, 23 freshmen on this roster, 7 seniors, and I'm told the middle school class, like 8th and 7th grade, loaded size-wise too, and good quality too. So look out for the Johnnies probably in 2 years. Schneider up across the 40 to around the 41, very close to the sticks, and looks to be maybe just a half yard shy of a first down.
Schneider in the Wildcat formation that time, going ahead and take the football and just take off.
Yeah, they're going to give him the first down. They're going to give him forward progress. Where the sticks were is not where the ball was, but now the ball's inched forward to almost touching the 41-yard line, so we'll call it 1st and 10 from there. Again with a power look. And that's Sheets, and he's up to the 44, maybe the 45-yard line. He went into a bit of a rugby scrum at the 43, found a little gap, and was able to go underneath it and get a couple more yards.
Yeah, he just squirted out of that pile, Randy, to be able to get a positive gain on first down. And again, this is a pretty good test for the Green Wave, working on their run defense. Again, expect Caleb Schneider to do something with the ball here on 2nd and long.
They need 7. He's got it, and he finds a gap right up the middle across midfield into Green Wave territory down inside the 49 to maybe the 48, and that's enough for another Johnny's first down. But this is the kind of drive they had in the second quarter. But, Jeff, it's what they needed early in this contest to set a slower tempo for this game.
You know, the one thing that, Randy, I think from an offensive standpoint, they have figured it out, you know, who they are, what they've got to do here tonight. But there is no solution defensively right now.
As the Sheets hits the hole hard inside the 46. Jeff, I've got to ask you something. When you know there's big bodies in front of you and you're told to accelerate into contact, what's the first thing as a running back that goes through your head? I'm going to get killed or what?
No, the plays happen so fast, Randy, and you simulate so much of this in practice that, you know, in many cases it's just this is a normal play. And sometimes you're going to see that different colored jersey in the way, and you just got to make sure you keep your pads low because there'll be another opportunity where that door is going to be open.
Picked up nearly 4 on first down. Schneider threatening to throw, now rolls and tucks and gets the ball inside the 40. And again, they've been going about 2 plays and picking up 10 yards. And he's inside the 40, but they're going to say he's shy of the first down by less than a yard. Schneider again, looks left, now right, now rolls. Is that an RPO?
It is RPO. He's looking downfield and then decides to tuck it. And again, good thought there, good process. They started out with the game tonight with more of a traditional run game instead of the quarterback running the football, but they've had good success now with Caleb running the ball.
Oh, Mikey Hess on the hit on the prior play and on this play. Great penetration that time by Jackson Broyles, the sophomore, 5'8", 145, and a sophomore.
Ran in that previous run, quarterback Caleb Schneider went over the century mark. 18 carries for 104 yards tonight.
Take a look one more time. You're deep in the backfield, and look at that great diagonal move by Jackson Broyles to make the hit on the play. It's going to be 4th down and still less than 1, no gain on that prior play. With under a minute left to go in the third.
See if they just snake it with the quarterback here.
That's how they got a 1st and goal scenario. He'll keep it, take a step back, and still get the yardage. Again, if you can be low to the ground like that, Jeff, you can pick up 2 yards if your frame is about 6 feet in height. And that time Schneider able to find a little gap and squirm and squirt through to the 35-yard line and get the first down. And depending on how rapidly they move, that could be the next to last play of the third quarter. Back from an eye on the first down play from the 35 now. And Caleb will keep it, get inside the 32 to maybe the 31. And that'll do it. We have played 3 quarters, and the Green Wave on top 42-7 The fourth quarter just around the corner here. Week number 7. It has been the Hackett Show, and he has been outstanding with 4 touchdowns, and his team leads 42-7 here on the CW Columbus.
He's everywhere, making weather fun, convenient, and most importantly, he's on your side. Wake up saying, I trust Buck. Weekdays on Good Day Columbus on ABC 6 and Fox 28. If you're still hungry this evening, hot sandwiches for $1 at the concession stand. Once again, hot sandwiches for $1 at the concession stand.
There they are, the Johnstown Monroe Marching Band. This is a band filled with amazingly talented musicians, and their fans love them. That's why we are happy to put them in the Music Go Round Marching Band Spotlights for everyone to see. Great job. What a band they have. And I'm telling you, Jeff, they're larger than some football programs.
It's exciting.
They're D4, and they put on quite a show at the break.
The number of kids that are enrolled here in Johnstown that are involved in athletics and band and cheerleading, special activities, the majority of the students in school are involved in activities. It's great.
And the same can be said for Newark Catholic, too, with a petite D7 school that they have. Schneider rambles inside the 30-yard line. Near the sticks, but not quite to the 25. And again, remember that clock will continue to roll as the margin now is 30 points or greater. Hit made on the play by number 32 again, Jackson Broyles. And Broyles seeing some time at defensive end. He's been splitting some time up there along with Trent Clark, who starts on offense as the H-back.
Just a sophomore, not a big kid at all. Oh,
big gap. It's Sheets cutting the outside. He's got the corner, and Nathan will take it in. His second score in this game, and that will put the margin less than 30 points and make it 42-13 with 11:22 left to go.
That gives you some idea of the capacity of Nathan Sheets. Keep running that quarterback over and over and over again, and eventually everybody's going to commit to the quarterback, and that's what creates the opportunity here. Nathan Sheets kicks it outside. Good blocking downfield by the receiving core for the Johnnies. I guess if you're going to be a receiver for the Johnnies, one of the things you've got to be willing to do is block downfield.
26 yards on that Ramos roofing touchdown, his second for Nathan Sheets, his 9th on the campaign, and a chance to make it 42-14 now. Spangler with a foot, and a successful one at that. So we're down to a 28-point cushion with 11:22 left to go. Early in the fourth quarter, that man scores his second touchdown, and we'll take a break. 42-14 the count in this one now as the Johnnies get their second touchdown in this game, both courtesy of the legs of Nathan Sheets to cut the margin to 28. Band is digging it here. And we'll check out that Kitchen Saver scoring drive, too. That was very proficient as Sheets was able to take it the last 26 for the touchdown and did it in 10 plays. And that was similar to the drive that they had in the second quarter for the first touchdown. By the way, you can transform your bathroom in one day at bathfitter.com. And also, you can get your dream kitchen in under a week with a free quote at kitchensaver.com. Hey, the teams are crossed up here. They're going the wrong direction. Unless there's a new rule. Have we gone Canadian football here and we're changing constantly or what? Thank you.
Whoops.
I looked up. I go, wait a second. What's going on? I was told there'd be no math on this quiz tonight. So there we go. We got it fixed, I think. All right. Whose fault was that? Jeff, I looked down. I'm going to blame you for that.
I'm not sure if the officials kind of got it lined up wrong at the very beginning, but they followed suit with the players that went out there. So
I saw the diagonal run by Sheets from right to left, and I look up and going, what have I missed here?
No. If you know you're dead wrong, you just act like you've been there before and just keep doing it.
I was just testing you.
Maybe they'll buy it.
That's right. Well, we've seen some strange things. I saw a 103-yard kickoff return from Olentangy High School because there were soccer lines on the field, and they couldn't tell the difference, and they returned the ball 103 yards.
Oop,
oh, look at this. Little pop-up. I wondered if they would do one. And that was an interesting look because, you can't overload to one side now on pretty much any level, and they just kind of munched everybody together, if you will, and they still tried it. But Johnstown ready for that because I've seen Ryan Ayala yell about 3 times tonight, watch for the fake. And look at this.
And a pretty good job of fielding that ball. Nice kick. Good job by the kicking team getting the ball down there, bouncing it, making it take that extra hop.
And you look for that second hop, don't you?
You really do. You really do.
You had an update on the Gahanna New Albany story.
Yeah, they're in the fourth quarter there. Gahanna, it was tied 17-17 at the half. Gahanna-Lincoln now leading 31-24 over New Albany.
BGSU first down now for the Green Wave. Yeah, they'll keep it on the ground. Mikey Hess cannot even get back to the line of scrimmage. He gets up to the 36. That's about it. Thomas and company helping to make the hit that time as he comes bursting through for the squad from Johnstown. McCaden Thomas is a guy that has that good size, good frame as well, too, and you like that, too. Plus, Jeff, he's going to grow some at 6'2", 255, and just a junior who likes fishing, history, and physical education, and a first-year starter, too. So he's still learning the game because you think about this, he didn't play in middle school, Jeff, so development's going to take a little bit of time. There's a young man that is still developing, and what a job he's doing as a sophomore quarterback in Miller Hutchison. Thrown back in the backfield on a long count. High snap. Little toss. The timing screwed up on that play by the high snap, but still a nice recovery that time to get the ball up across the 40 to around the 44-yard line on the plays Mikey Hess on the carry.
That looked like a play that was drawn up in the dirt. High snap. Messed up the timing, Randy, as you mentioned. Not sure this was supposed to be a handoff or a pitch play, so it was maybe somewhere in between. So I don't want it. You
can
take
have it. Exactly.
Exactly.
And they've had a problem the last couple of games with snaps, either too high or too low. Last week was too low. Prior to that, a couple too high. But, Jeff, I can't imagine, in the old days, you basically handed the quarterback the ball through your legs. And now, shotgun snap, you have to be precise every single time.
Yeah, there is a art to that. And the real key to it is you've got blocking responsibilities immediately as soon as you snap the ball. I think center is one of the most difficult positions to play.
Stanley way wide to the bottom here on this 3rd down and 5 play from the 44-yard line. That's Mikey Hess. Nice little cut back inside, and he gets out near the 50-yard line. See where his knee touched. I think he may have enough for the first down.
Yeah, Mike Hess very fortunate there as he gets up a little slow after the play. Normally, Randy, if you take this kind of a hesitation out here and wait for something, look at this. This is just like, not exactly what you want to try and do, but he was able to accelerate through that and make a positive gain out of it for a first down. Wondering if we've seen the end of the night for Mason Hackett. He has been a workhorse tonight. Is that Hackett in there now?
Another BGSU first down.
Still Michael Hess.
Yep, 35 to the right of number 12. And he's got the handoff. Another He's been helping for Mikey, and he's got it inside the 46-yard line. And again, this guy in Hess came into this contest with 10 carries for 18 yards, 5'10", 160. And you mentioned probably the heir apparent as just a sophomore, young man who likes fantasy football and fitness for life class with Coach Aiello. Cousin Drew Hess, of course, a stalwart for Newark Catholic in the past.
Good opportunity for this young man, Michael Hess, to be able to run behind that number 1 offensive line.
Hess now 9 carries, 34 yards in this contest. Hutchison went all the way to the sidelines to get that play, so slow to get back to the swarm from the 46-yard line. Halfway home, they need 5 more. Hess again gets to the outside. Now, Jeff, that was an occasion. I'm not a running back. Shouldn't he have continued to accelerate to the outside because it looked like he had the corner?
You know, it's tough to judge sometimes, and always running to that sideline is the kind of the go-to for a lot of young running backs. But what he saw was the pressure coming up. There he's able to kick it back inside. But Randy, a sprint all the way to that corner might have been a little bit better run for him.
Levi Osborne making the hit, the big defensive tackle, who was born on the 4th of July. Talk about an All-American kid. And there's Mr. Schneider showing that he's playing on both sides of the football, right in the middle of everything. When you think about it, an inside linebacker and the quarterback. Can't have more of a spotlight on you. 3rd down, they need less than 1 for the Green Wave to move the sticks again. And shortening that game by milking that clock before they snap the ball. Nothing fancy here. Hess has got the first down. He's inside the 40 to around the 37-yard line. Now you wonder, we're just seeing a ton of Hess. And remember, Jeff, it's not like you can go 6 deep. This is Division 7 football here, you know. The next person is the water boy.
Well, I think it's important from an experience standpoint to get this young football player opportunities. Again, I mentioned it with the number 1s in there. You know, you're going good on good. You look across the way and saw on the sidelines Mason Hackett just kind of standing there, watching how things are going. I think he's done for the evening. There's Mason right there in the middle.
Boy, you look at his shoulders, you go, good size. You see how short he is, yeah. but the midsection is just all muscle.
He's a warrior. He is a warrior.
Another BGSU first down. Go Falcons with a 6:42 reading on the clock here to the right. And they are selling out, sending 7 that time. And a little sidestep move inside the 35. You know, one of the best guys in the world to milk the clock for a long time was Rocky Pentella when he was at Westerville South. He had an innate ability to know how much time to click off that clock and give a signal for his players to start again with that next play.
Yeah, that coaching of being able, especially when you have a lead like this, to be able to shorten the game. And, you know, quarterback is out there. He's going to not rush by any stretch. He's going to look for that back judge to put his hand up and know he's got 5 more seconds to be able to snap the ball. And once again, quarterback running to the sidelines, just reminding him of the importance to go ahead and stretch this game.
Tate Borlick and Jim Winters, the co-offensive coordinators for Newark Catholic. They run a lot of that 20 personnel, but right now a lot of 10 personnel with 1 back and then 4 wideouts. On a 2nd and 6. Draining that clock. Little toss. Hess, nice inside move. Now outside. Now slides in and slides beyond the sticks, it looks like, for another first down. It's been a clinic offensively for this team from Newark Catholic, who comes in and just would love to run first. They're probably 60-40. Coach Aiello was thinking coming into this game with the run-pass mix, but seen a lot more of the run here in this contest. But when they have thrown, they've been very effective.
Yep, really good block on that play by Trent Clark. He is the halfback, whereas number 29 out there, and only 2 carries on the year coming into tonight's ball game, so he's not going to get the glory out there. But Trent Clark doing a good job on the perimeter, creating the opportunity for the running back, Michael Hess.
I think he's the brother of Tyler, who graduated from Newark Catholic in the past on a first down play with under 5 left to go, marking the ball inside the 28-yard line. This is Hess. That's a log jam. On the second effort, gets it down to around the 22-yard line. And I got something to remind you about this Saturday. There's only one way to prepare for game day. It's with the best pregame tradition, the Football Fever on ABC6. Join Clay Hall and a roster of Buckeye Brain Trust getting you ready for a showdown in the shoe, plus a celebration of 100 years of Ohio Stadium. The Football Fever, except no substitutes. Saturday at 11 a.m. only on ABC6.
I didn't know you were allowed to use the.
I am.
I thought the Ohio State University had trademarked that.
I use the Football Fever.
Carries tonight for Michael Hess, who's getting most of the carries here in quarter number 4. 14 carries for 58 yards.
Second down now. Mark the ball inside the 23-yard line. They need another 5.
Another fresh running back in there.
That's number 32 on the carry this time, and that is Jackson Broyles. Now think about this combination. You're a defensive end and you're a running back. That's
that's Division 7
football at its best is what I'm trying to say, yeah. And he's a sophomore, too.
Timeout.
We'll step aside with his timeout. Johnstown burning a timeout. With 3:49 left to go. Now a word from Toyota.
Hey, I'm Ethan.
And I'm Danielle.
And we're back on the road again in the adventurous new Toyota RAV4. Now, we can tell you why RAV4 is the best-selling SUV.
But we'd rather show you.
Let's go.
First off, RAV4 is one of 14 different Toyotas available as an electrified vehicle.
At 40 mpg, it's got a driving range of 580 miles.
Saving you thousands in fuel costs over the next 5 years.
And every new RAV4 comes with 2-year no-cost maintenance included.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Timeout Johnnies as they try to regroup on defense with 3:49 left to go. In the last 44 games for Newark Catholic, doing some addition here, they have 8 shutouts. They've held 22 teams to 10 points or less. They're 22-0 in those games. They've held 30 opponents to 19 points or less. They're 29-1 in those games. The lone exception, are you ready, was a loss in the first week of the 2020 season to Johnstown by a count of 13-10.
Well, this is a Johnstown drive so far. 10 plays, 7 minutes and 32 seconds for the Green Wave.
And we are inside that Bathfitter red zone one more time. On the third down. And we're going to get that ball inside the 17 of the 16-yard line.
Jackson Broyles with a nice little jump step inside. Again, another sophomore. Looks like the future is bright for this football team. Look at the difference in size, though, between Jackson Broyles, number 32 as the running back, and what we've seen out of Mason Hackett, the other running back, yet they still play the same position.
Well, he's even small compared to Rocco Capretta. And Capretta goes 5'10" and 140. So it is a first down and 10 inside the 18-yard line. As we tick down to 3:17 left to go in regulation on this BGSU first down. Capretta's going to go wide at the top. And off the right side, there's the gap, and Broyles inside the 10 to around the 8, maybe the 7-yard line. Now the backup quarterback is Cody York. He's 5'10", 155, and barely a freshman.
Still getting a chance to run behind that number 1 offensive line. Not that there's maybe a full second offensive line because of the number of kids, but look at the effort there by the young sophomore running back, and good team tackling by the Johnstown Johnnies defense.
See that Ethan Urban is also into the contest, a junior. Big number 73 is Bo Brenneman, a different offensive lineman. Another BGSU first down. In fact, now it is first and goal just inside the 8-yard line. Hutchison going to hand it off, and again, big number 32 spins down to the 6, maybe the 5-yard line before Broyles is brought down. I think Broyles, I think of Arkansas.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Frank, you know.
Nice cut back there.
Timeout. Johnstown. Second charge timeout and a half.
Johnny's burning their second timeout. Take a look one more time. Nice little cut from the right back to the left and a good stutter step.
Yep. Pretty good effort by the young running back. You want to make sure you take care of the football, though, as you go through there.
2:15 left to go.
Is it possible?
Oh, no. I got to go.
Yeah,
the George Washington of high school football. He never tells a lie. Here are Logan's heroes.
Here are my top 5 in the program. And I had Newark Catholic on this list tonight. They're at the bottom. I thought they might have a win tonight. So certainly have them at Division 7. Westerville South, who jumped ahead of Delaware Hayes a little bit later this evening. Gahanna Leading New Albany, I've got Gahanna there. Columbus East, one of the City League schools, doing a terrific job. And Dublin Jerome, who was losing early tonight to Marysville. Don't know which way that's going to go, but these are my top 5 teams in Central Ohio, whether you like it or not.
It is too early for me to argue. It's only week number 7. I have to pace myself. Gahanna is now up 38-24 in their contest. There is the magical orb that awaits the victor of this contest. That'll be hauled out by Stewie, Eric Stewart, taken out to the winning team. Who gets that precious orb? We'll find out in 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Your mileage may vary. Hutchison with one back. That is Broyles to his right. He's got it. Almost like he, was facing left and turned back, 90 degrees. And Jeff, how difficult is it to run backwards too? He's done that a couple times. You get in the pile, and how difficult is it to get forward momentum when you're facing the opposite direction?
It's not a good thing, and that's a young running back. You don't ever turn your back to the defense. That's where you expose yourself to injury. Those are called kidney shots that you take there. And one of the things that a young running back like this will do with maybe not a lot of experience is kind of anticipate what that cut is going to be instead of reading it. So it can only come with repetitions in real games, and that's why this time is so important for this young man.
It is now 3rd down and goal from inside the 3-yard line. Once again in the Bath-Fitter red zone. This time they go from the gun look. And the handoff again goes to Broyles, and going to be stacked up for a loss of 1. You know that when Coach Carter burned the timeout, he said, guys, stop bending.
Yeah.
Don't break. Just end it right here.
And I like
timeout. Johnstown Monroe. Last charge timeout will have.
And they're going to burn their 3rd timeout. Well, the Johnnies with 1:17 left to go. Time now to check out our CW player of the game. And well, it seemed like he was all over the place, especially in the first half. This young man, Mason Hackett, rushed for over 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. And look at the acceleration down the sidelines. We talk about his kind of bulky bottom half of his frame, all muscle, but man, he can turn it on in the open field.
Yeah, he can accelerate. He really did a nice job all night tonight. And you can see his acceleration and his combination of power. Again, 16 carries for 209. He had 13 carries for 188 yards, ladies and gentlemen, in the first half of play with 3 touchdowns. I think he had this thing salted away for POG in that first half.
Winds up with 4 touchdowns in this contest, so congratulations on those 20 carries. He did a number, and now we'll see what happens with 1:17 left to go for Newark Catholic as they look to finish this one off. Of course, playing without Kyle Langenbrunner, who was injured. He's got a bone bruise they're dealing with. For the Johnnies, this is a team that last year 2-8, but prior to that, their last losing season was 2001. So you want to talk about tradition. 4th down play here, 4th and goal from closer to the 4-yard line now. Toss sweep, Broyles got it. Toss a little behind him, and a great job of the defense. They come blitzing through to make the hit on the play. Good job by number 30 coming through for the Johnnies to stop the play. That is Jacob Myers, and Johnstown will get it back with 1:12 left.
Yeah, there was a lot of pride there in that defensive effort, and I applaud Coach Mike Carter for calling timeouts for his defense, not saying we're just going to take this and go. We want to give our defense a chance to be able to stop you. If you're going to continue to run plays, we're going to continue to run defense, even though the score is out of hand at 42-14.
And how does Coach Carter describe Jacob Myers, the inside linebacker who's a junior? Very enthusiastic and a spark plug, and you saw it right there. 1st down play. And they're not quitting on offense either. The Johnnies will have the ball with Sheets out across the 13 to the 14-yard line.
You see no timeouts remaining for the Johnstown Johnnies.
Logan King Hayden making the hit on the play for the Green Wave. It'll be 2nd down. Schneider wants to throw. Wanting and doing are 2 different things. Out across the 15 and then hit the wall, the 16. It looked like he had a good chance to get that 1st down, but man, he was slammed down. Broyles showing you he can play some defense as well, too, and also out there in defense for the Green Wave.
Watching his game, you say, well, I just saw 32 carry the ball. What's he doing making the tackle?
Cooper Olivas.
That's Division 7 football,
Welcome.
right?
Yep. 1st down, though. That is enough. They're going to give him forward progress to out across the 16. Another BGSU 1st down, and probably the last one with 36 left to go. Or not. As Sheets is going to find another 1st down as he works to the outside against the 2nd string defense of Newark Catholic before the hit is made on the play by Ian Moorhead.
Yep, clock will stop. 19 seconds to go and the first down. Johnstown Johnnies working to get back up to the line of scrimmage right away.
And the clock starts again as the chains are set. Schneider rolling, gunning, pass is caught. That's Spangler out to the 43-yard line. That's enough for another first down. 3 ticks left to go. Let's see if they can get one more playoff. It'll be rapid if they can do it. And the ball is set for action. 1, and they're not going to do it. That'll end the game. So Newark Catholic makes a statement in this contest. The home team had won the last 4 in the series, but not this time, as the visitors from Newark Catholic gets the victory. They win 42-14, and for Newark Catholic, they advance their record now, Jeff, to 4-1 on the season, and they're looking pretty strong.
And I mentioned that their challenge this year is just they haven't had a lot of games, and I think they're still learning people and players and positions and where are we going to be strong, where do we need some work. But this team right now, through now what it would be half of their season, have got to feel pretty good about where they are.
They are now 4-1 on the campaign. Time now to step aside and check out our Scholar Athletes.
Ohio Education Association is proud to recognize Central Ohio's Scholar Athletes of the Week. Clay Bruning plays both golf and baseball at Johnstown High School. He's the Cardinal Division Boys Golfer of the Year and Baseball Player of the Year. Clay carries a 3.9 GPA. Nico Richards is a state runner-up in football at Newark Catholic High School. He's also a 3-year varsity wrestler. Nico is a member of the National Honor Society and has a 4.0 GPA. Congratulations to these outstanding Ohio Education Association Scholar Athletes.
Welcome back to Johnstown Monroe High School as the Johnnies fall to the Green Wave 42-14 here in week number 7 of high school football action on the CW Columbus on a Friday night rivals that had a picture-perfect start at 62 degrees and around 58 degrees right now as we complete this contest, and picture-perfect for Newark Catholic as well, too. They performed so well, Jeff, in all phases of this contest. I know you were concerned about the punt returns early on, but we should mention this. They do have 2 punt returns for touchdowns.
I know, and what they've got to do is they've got to continue to work on just fine-tuning certain parts of their game, but I'm very impressed with Newark Catholic as a total football team and really impressed with the Johnstown Johnnies never gave up the fight tonight.
Especially defensively on that last drive, they burned all 3 timeouts just to make sure that team was ready to try to shut it down at the goal line, and indeed they did. They got the ball back one final time. They scored a couple times, as Nathan Sheets showed you his ability to dent that goal line. Final stats in this contest, nearly 500 yards of total offense. And look at that, exactly 300 yards rushing for the Green Wave in this game. And you see, despite the fact that we played 48 minutes, not one single turnover. And I don't even know if there was a sniff of one, except maybe one potential interception.
Well, we had the muff on the one kick return, but that doesn't count as a turnover. But, Randy, Newark Catholic came into this game as a plus 10 in turnover margin so far this year in only 4 games that they've had. So this is a team that was ball hawkish and very good at taking care of the football on their own. So no turnovers, looks great. Again, the passing yards differential there for Johnstown, that's Johnstown football. So you can't be disappointed in the fact that they only threw the ball for 19 yards.
Actually, they came out trying to throw the ball a couple times in the first 4 plays in this contest. So they get the victory. Do the folks from Newark Catholic High School to go to 4-1 on the season. Again, they've only played 5 games. 2 games were canceled in their schedule early on, and they'll play 8 regular season games at this point. And as they came into action tonight, they were actually first in Division 7, Region 27 under Ryan Ayala, so they have to be happy with what they've seen so far. Just that one stumble so far this season, and that took place a couple weeks ago against Licking Heights when they fell 27-17 in that contest. So congratulations to them for getting the victory in this game. Waiting to talk to Ryan Ayala momentarily, the head coach of the Green Wave, as they get the victory here tonight in this contest, and they get ready for their next game next week against Lakewood. And that is a home contest for Newark Catholic. Then they hit the road for Heath. Then again at home against Northridge. And when I say at home, I don't mean at the high school, because they use White Field for most of their home contests. As we're standing by right now to go down to the head coach, Ryan Aiello. Coach, congratulations. We want to get your thoughts about this victory here in week number 7.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. Very proud of our young men here today to come into this type of environment, to get the win that we did. Very proud of them. One thing that we preached throughout the course of the week was just constant physicality, effort on every single play, and our kids demonstrated that today.
Coach, it's Jeff Logan. The play of your sophomore quarterback was certainly solid out there as a leader, but Mason Hackett at that running back spot, he is a special young man.
Yes, he is. He really did a great job. Just the vision that he brings, the explosiveness, the physicality, all things that you could want in a football player. For our sophomore to be able to do what he did, couldn't be more proud of him and his development up until this point in time. But then obviously the credit goes to the entire offense, right? All 11 guys doing their job to create opportunities for each and every one of these young men. Again, very proud of what we did on the offensive side of the ball.
Coach, how do you focus on the playoffs knowing now that you have an 8-game regular season?
I'll be honest with you. The playoffs are very far off. Right now our attention is going to, obviously celebrate here tonight. Tomorrow morning, get back into the film room and focus on Lakewood.
And, Coach, finish the next line. If I say fight you Kingsmen all the way, what do you say?
Fight for sure.
No, you say show them Penn High is here. 2 Penn High School alums talking some 40 years apart. With that being said, be proud of Newark Catholic, what you've accomplished in 5 years. And with that being said, Coach, you now get that special orb. Congratulations to Newark Catholic, the winners of Friday Night Rivals in week number 7. Go crazy!
Thank you very much, guys.
It never gets old. Jeff, it's been a pleasure. I'll let you leave now for Amanda right now.
On my way. Got to get gas on the way.
That's a school and not a lady. I just want you to know that. What a night it has been. Congratulations to everybody involved from Newark Catholic. Another edition of Central Ohio's Toyota Friday Night Rivals has come to a close. We would like to extend a thank you to all of our sponsors, Dean Marini and the Image Video Broadcast team. Join us next Friday at 7 o'clock when Taze Valley takes on Amanda Clear Creek. Our final score, one final time. Newark Catholic, the Green Wave, rolling through Johnstown Monroe, 42-14. I will say it one final time. You've been watching Central Ohio Toyota Dealers Friday Night Rivals, presented by Columbus State Community College, in one place, here on the CW Columbus.